shook and grown. Disobedience turned their hearts to stone. Rejected the truth, lost in the zone. Now they're paying rent in Hades' bone home. Those crackheads, no shelter in the night. Underworld gates, that eternal fright. Denials echo through torturous flight. Only face facts could have saved their plight. Crack, no way back. Lost souls on brimstone track. Greetings, Gina. Pay the toll. Zeus truth or face the dole. Charon's boats. Good morning. Afloat. Rails of the foolish on the underworld note. Denied Olympian decree now they tote. Eternal chains, no antidote. Gods convene, truth unseen. Demigods whisper, lost souls scream. Follow the path or drown in the stream. Zeus wrath, a cruel dream. Dreams of torment, go loud. Lost in sulfur, desperate crowd. Good morning, Tinker Bell. You just woke up? Rejected truth, their fates avowed. Hey! All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the show. Happy Thursday. You know exactly why we are here. All right, let's get this show started, ladies and gentlemen. You know what we came to do.
Me, Zeus.
Yes.
AKA Mr. Cross.
You know. Good morning, champ.
Up in your feelings and be careful when you flashing. And when you play the game, man, you better know your options. Don't try to
good morning.
Out here being saucy.
Get it too spicy. I ain't even had my coffee. I hope you all had your coffee.
And when you play the game, man, you better know your options. Don't try to photocopy when you out
Good
here
morning,
being
Tiffany,
saucy.
for the people. How are you doing, lovely?
I'm a Brody in the morning, time to get it
Hey,
in.
time to show and prove, show you what I've been doing.
They saying fools rush in, but I'm coming with a passion. I'm trying to get to know you.
Why you thinking that I'm asking? I like to get it poppin', cause my sound is supersonic. I done came so far that it's early in the morning. I just woke up out my sleep, threw some water on my face. Yeah, it's just another day in the Golden State.
Ain't no tossing and turning on.
You know what we gotta do this morning, ladies and gentlemen.
The best way to make it is to cut the drama.
Yeah.
Give it my all and follow through on what I promise.
And even if I failed, at least I was honest. Right, Yvonne? Let's go. Somebody got to do this day in and day out, and obviously it is me. Let's go. Don't try to photocopy, you can never top me. I was born to be a winner, you can never stop me.
Don't try to photocopy, you can never top me.
I was born to be a winner, you can never stop me. Hey, good morning.
Don't try to photocopy when you out here being saucy.
Almost the end of the month.
I ain't even had my coffee. Don't be
Almost the end
your feelings
of the
and be
week.
careful when you flashing.
Let's go.
When you play the game, man, you
All right, good
better
morning,
know
ladies and
your
gentlemen. Let's get this show
options.
started. Welcome to the show. We are once again back. I am your host. I'm your pilot, and you know exactly why we are here. But before we do that, let's take care of some housekeeping items. For those of you who do not know who I am, I go by the name Zeus, or as some like to say, Triple H. And why do they call me Triple H? Well, it's quite simple. The first H is because I'm honest. I'm the most honest person on social media. Can you believe it? The second H is because I'm humble. And the last and the final H, ladies and gentlemen, is because I am and will always remain the most handsome. Many of you are familiar with what we do over here on this side of town, on this side of TikTok. What we do is very, very special, all right? Listen, turn down the Fox News real quick and just listen up, all right? We hold our friends on the right, especially their orange cult leader, accountable for their dirty, disgusting, filthy deeds. I say the word cult because every single Trump supporter is in a cult. That's just how it is. I have never spoken to a Trump supporter that hasn't been able to actually prove me to be a liar in respect to that. And so listen up. If you're one of these people, as my good friend Brother Swervin once said to me, lactose intolerant. Do we have anyone out there that's lactose intolerant? Does anyone know? Anyone out there lactose intolerant? That means you're allergic to the facts. All right.
Anyone out there allergic to the facts? Oh, good morning, Connie. Nice to see you. Oh my goodness. Anyone allergic to the facts? There's a such thing called lactose intolerant. That means you're allergic to dairy. But when you're lactose intolerant, that means you're allergic to facts, right? And so a good example of someone who's lactose intolerant is I give you some information about your orange cult leader, and guess what you do? You pivot and you start talking about Hunter Biden, you start talking about Ukraine. That means you're lactose intolerant because you can't stand what I have to share with you about your cult leader. So here's the thing. If you're lactose intolerant and you don't want me to ruin your morning, you might want to leave this live because it's going to get very, very uncomfortable for you. You really should, but get this. You don't got to take my word for it. Listen to your leader.
If you're not happy here, then you can leave. As far as I'm concerned, if you hate our country, if you're not happy here, you can leave. If you're not happy in the U.S., if you're complaining all the time, very simply, you can leave. You can leave right now. Come back if you want. Don't come back. It's okay too. But if you're not happy, you can leave.
And so on that note, ladies and gentlemen, we must get this show started. All right. So we know that, what are we at? 40 days out until Election Day. Good morning. Good morning. And Donald Trump is panicking. He's became more incoherent. All right. He's rambling. How old is Donald Trump? Can someone tell me how old Donald Trump is? I don't remember. Once you get up to his age, it's kind of like, why keep track, right? How old is Donald Trump? Anyone know how old Donald Trump is? Someone says 678. Wow. Does anyone think a 78-year-old convicted felon should run this country? Anyone out there think a 78-year-old convicted felon should run this country? Someone says they're blocked. Am I still blocked? Chris, why would you be blocked? You're not blocked. Is your other account blocked, Chris? Is that what you're trying to say to me? Because I don't want Trump supporters to be blocked, because then what ends up happening is they try to go into heaven, and if they don't get truth, then they might get into heaven. So I don't want them to get into heaven, especially, right? I want them to hear this truth. Okay. All right, here we go. Oh, I do. Oh, Sir Puff. Ladies and gentlemen, you know what we ought to do for Sir Puff in the chat? Let's go ahead and start this thing off, right? Let's give Sir Puff a round of booze and shame. He's a MAGA-possessed individual, and the truth is not in him. Let's give Sir Puff a quick round of booze and shame.
Silence, you MAGA demon.
All right. So, before I get started, ladies and gentlemen, we all said Donald Trump is 78 years old. Okay. First of all, he had a rally yesterday in the beautiful state of North Carolina. One of the things that we should call out is that guy, Mark Robinson, was nowhere near his rally. Donald Trump doesn't want people dirtier than him campaigning with him. I guess that's what it is. But what I also wanted to point out is during the rally, Donald Trump, he said a lot of interesting things. All right. So the first thing I want to talk about is, the things.
How do celebrities like?
He keeps being obsessed with Vice President Kamala Harris, and he loves to just make up lies about her. So what we're going to do is put a little bit of the stuff he said on the record, and then we'll address it. All right. So I'm not going to listen to all of his lies, but I said, you know what? This is a good place to start. All right.
Springfield, Ohio, Aurora, Colorado, where they're actually going in with massive machine gun type equipment. They're going in with guns.
This is a lie. He is saying these things about immigrants, people of color, because he knows that's the only way his supporters will vote for him, is if they're scared. And isn't it funny that out of all the things happening in the world, Donald Trump says when there's a problem, he can fix it. Well, Donald Trump, if you're such a great fixer, how the heck did you get indicted 4 times? And he's just gotten indicted. No, well, he didn't get indicted, but charges were filed against him and J.D. Vance for these very statements that are endangering the lives of the Haitian community.
that are beyond even military scope, and they're taking over apartment buildings, they're taking over real estate. They're in the real estate development business. Congratulations. These are, in that case, people from Venezuela, young street gang members that were sent here by the Venezuelan
This
government.
is not true, FYI.
You know, crime in Venezuela is way down. Crime all over the world is way down, except here. I was right in the debate.
When Donald Trump says things like that, notice he never cites a source. Because does everyone know where Donald Trump's source of crimes, where his source comes from? Does anyone know where he gets all his information from? Does anyone know where Donald Trump gets all of the information from that he says during his rallies? Anyone know? Any Trump supporters out there? Any Trump supporters, could you actually tell us where he gets his information? There you go. There you go. Someone put it in the chat. He's making it up. This isn't really true.
When David Muir kept interrupting me over and over and over again,
His diaper.
and he said to me, when I said crime is way up, it's rampant because of what's happening in our country, and he said, no, crime is not up. That's a mistake. Well, the following day, the Department of Justice announced the crime figures up 44%, up much more than that in certain.
So if he's going to cite the justice, hold on. So if he's going to cite the department, then he also has to say that the Department of Justice that indicted him is actually accurate when it comes to the crimes he committed. Melting Snowman. Hold on. See, when I'm out here and I'm trying to give people the truth, Melting Snowman, I don't need you in my chat polluting it with lies. Lies like that. Melting Snowman, here's the deal. Melting Snowman. All right, here we go. We got a couple of liars in my chat. So what I'm going to do is tell my mods, you know the drill. If these Trump supporters don't come in the box, when we catch them lying in the chat, put them in a straitjacket for 5 minutes. All right, 5 minutes max. Don't block them. Just put them in a straitjacket so I could continue to minister to their souls. They hate it when I play and I explain to them and I show them who their daddy is. This is Donald Trump saying this.
Categories, but I haven't gotten an apology.
You don't deserve
No
one.
vice president in history has done more damage to the United States economy than Kamala Harris.
How does that make sense? I didn't know the vice president's role was to manage the economy. Where is he getting this stuff from? Kamala Harris never had this role, all right? Just like she never had the role of being a border czar. All of those roles that Donald Trump keeps trying to pin onto this woman, he's making it up in his mind.
She has no idea what she's talking about on economy or really on anything else. If you watched Oprah the other day and you watched those answers, you wouldn't even be thinking of her for president of the United States, because we had 4 years of that and our country can't take 4 more years of that.
Wow. Does anyone else, I'd hate to ask this question. Is there anyone out there that thinks they're worse off now than they were 4 years ago? Put a 1 in the chat. If you think you were doing better 4 years ago, put a 1 in the chat. I need to ask some serious questions. Okay. And I'm gonna be honest. Okay. I am going to be I can't even invite you in the chat. Sorry. Put a 1 in the chat if you honestly believe you were doing better 4 years ago. All right. I invited you up. You know who you are. Come on up here. All right. Hold on. Okay. Put a 1 in the chat. Put a 1 in the chat if you're doing better. You were doing better 4 years ago than you are today. I would love to hear what you got to say. All right. And not just me. We got regular. I can't even invite any of these people up here because they don't have the ability to go live. All right. I don't know why y'all are all scared to come up here and explain what you were doing 4 years ago. I mean, please. You're doing Okay. John Wesley. All right. Come on up here, John. Okay.
Hey Zeus, I did that by mistake, my brother. So I was doing worse.
Oh, okay. You were doing worse.
Yeah, that
Oh,
was by
okay,
mistake,
okay.
my brother. They're
All
afraid
right.
of mega hell. That's why they won't come up. But I was doing worse, way
Okay.
worse.
Well, I'm glad that you can at least be open and honest about that because a lot of them they won't admit that they were doing worse 4 years ago. Could you explain real quickly what you mean when you said worse 4 years ago?
I worked at a government agency. I can't say the
Don't
name.
say it. Don't implicate
With
yourself.
COVID, with COVID, all the mess that was going on, how he was telling people to take disinfectant, how he was just lying. The man got Alzheimer's. He got dementia. He got memory loss. Something is really wrong with him. So he really needs to be put in that straight jacket and
Yeah.
given Ritalin. That's what's
Yeah.
wrong. He
Okay.
really need that, my
Okay.
brother.
Well, listen, brother, I appreciate that. And notice you and I didn't coordinate offline for you to get up here and say that, right?
No,
You,
we don't. I watch you, my brother.
thank
I
you.
watch you. You're probably in the top 1% of these chat
Oh,
because you lay it out plain. And when they lie, you call them up, they don't come up. They're scared. They're afraid of mega hell. This stuff has got to really stop, my brother. It
thank
got to
you.
stop because and then I'm gonna digress so other people come up. When President Harris, I'm gonna call it out and speak it into
Speak it
existence,
into existence.
when she becomes president, watch this, my brother. Listen to me closely, and all you mega demons, y'all gonna be the first ones in line trying to get that $25,000 home credit. You're gonna be trying to get everything else. Watch, the megas gonna be the first one trying to get welfare, everything. They're gonna be the first ones in line. Watch, and I hope I have a camera when I catch them. And I'm also one of the poll monitors. So
Oh,
yes, I'm a
keep it.
poll monitor. So I will be watching very closely. I did this 4 years ago, so I'll be doing it again.
Thank
So
you.
trust me. I'm in training right now.
Thank you.
I
Thank
stepped
you.
out of training,
Thank
but
you.
I will be watching closely. Mega demons, I got my eye on you, and both of them are good.
Thank you.
So don't mess up. They just talking and watch. A lot of mega folks gonna be voting for President Harris because they know they're worse off. They know
Thank
this.
you. They
You
know it.
know, they're like the child that called, Hollow Wolf. The
Yeah.
sky's falling. The sky's falling. Folks, get it together. That's
Thank
all
you.
I say. Get it together. You know right from wrong. Y'all stop lying on this woman when this man's sitting up and all of this because he's afraid of going to jail because Madam DA, Madam Willis, I'm here in Atlanta.
Yeah.
She's waiting on him. She's licking her chops. This
Bonnie
man can
Willis.
face
Yeah.
up to 30 years and he ain't gonna make it.
Would you have a problem if Donald Trump went to prison? Would that bother you in any way?
Only thing I say, make sure he get medical. It won't bother me because you
Okay.
reap what you sow.
All
It
right.
won't bother me.
Okay. All
No,
right.
I
Well,
have
listen,
no
I
sympathy.
gotta move it on. All right, brother. But I appreciate you,
I
ladies and
appreciate you,
gentlemen.
my brother. Keep up the good work. And like I said, I will be watching come up November. I'm like
Yeah.
Santa Claus. I got my eye on you. You better not be naughty.
Ladies and gentlemen, John Wesley, let's give him a round of applause. No lies detected. All right. Now put a one in the chat, please. If you're a Trump supporter, all right, and you believed you were doing a lot better 4 years ago, all right, that was someone that was doing way worse. My husband was deported. Oh, Amanda, come on up here, Amanda. Thank you, mods. Thank you, mods. Let's elevate some of these these MAGA demons up in the chat who are out here lying. Good morning, attacking. Good morning, Amanda. Are you a Trump supporter? Amanda, are you there? Amanda,
Yeah, I'm here.
you're a Trump supporter?
No.
Oh, okay. Well, the mods flagged you. They thought you were a Trump supporter. All right. So
No, I'm not.
so real quickly, were you doing better or worse 4 years ago?
Uh, I think I was doing worse. My husband did get deported.
Wow. Wow. Under Donald Trump?
Yes. Yep. And
What?
he was saying that he was gonna get
Wow.
all the ones that were committing crimes and all of that. Remember? That's the
Wow.
ones he said he was going to take.
Was your
And
husband one of those ones that were committing crimes or something?
no, he had no
Wow.
crimes.
So when Donald Trump gets out here and he says on day one he's going to do a mass deportation, what you're saying is in this particular case, innocent people were swept up in his little scam, little scheme.
Yes, lots of them. My husband wasn't the only one.
Mm.
There's lots and lots of stories like mine, even worse. So,
Wow.
yeah.
Wait a second. All right. Well, listen, Amanda, I'm going to move it on, but I understand the struggle. And what we're going to do is try to help make sure other people that are in the cult understand Donald Trump is the worst thing they've ever wished for in their life. All right. And I might have to bring you back up to tell more about this story. All right.
Yes.
And all right. And I'm so sorry, but this is just another reason why we got to do this work to make sure this woman right here becomes the next president of the United States. All right.
Oh, yes.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, let's give it up to the beautiful Amanda, No Lies Detected. One question: Where's your husband at now? People are curious, if you don't mind.
Guatemala.
He's still there in Guatemala.
Yeah.
Oh my God, separating families.
Oh, yes.
All right. Well, listen, I'm going to bring you back. I might bring you back up. All right. There's a MAGA demon out here somewhere, and I got to get to him. All right.
Okay.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, let's give it up to the beautiful Amanda, No Lies Detected. That story, it really does break my heart. It just shows you Donald Trump doesn't care. Oh yeah, I see this guy. He says, what? Okay, come on up here. You said I invited you up and you got muted. Well, come on up here then. Come on up here. You don't got to tell me more than once. Come up in the box. I just sent you an invite. Don't. See, now this is going to get interesting, right? If I send you an invite, what did I say? I sent you an invite. And if you don't accept the invite, I'm just going to tell the mods to put you in a straitjacket because I don't like people spamming my chat with lies.
Okay, one more thing. Let's see what's
Hey, good morning.
Morning, how are you?
I'm all right. Could you turn that off in the background? Is that Fox News?
No, it's my son watching TV.
Oh, are you able to get to a more quieter spot? Because I got to make sure I can focus. It's hard on our ears. Jesus Christ.
1 second, sorry.
I'm going to mute you until you get stable, all right? But you can go ahead and hit unmute when you're stabilized, all right? That did hurt, right? Thank you,
Is that
Ginger.
better?
All right, that's a lot better. All right.
Sorry
all
about
right.
that.
So you're a Trump supporter.
Yes, sir.
Okay. How old are you?
I'm 40.
40. What part of the country?
Maricopa County.
Maricopa. Okay. All right. Well, listen, I got a couple of questions. All right.
Sure.
Do you believe that we should have secure borders?
Absolutely.
Okay. Do you believe that Donald Trump doesn't want secure borders? That TV is still kind of loud. I'm gonna be honest with you.
That's actually really quiet.
Oh, I can hear it. I can hear it. But I don't want you to tell your son to turn it down. I don't think you. I don't know if you have any other. Yeah, there's people saying it's hurting their ears. I mean, is he?
All right. Well, you have a good day, man. I don't have anywhere else I can go. I've turned it down, walked as far away as I can. I can still hear you.
Okay.
I
I think.
good hearing,
Okay.
man.
Yeah.
I
Okay.
appreciate it though.
Yeah. It's too loud. All right.
Yeah.
I guess.
You have a good day.
Yeah. You too, ladies and gentlemen. We got to give. What did you say? I'm going to give him a good job for being a parent. All right, but he's going to get an F for being a Trump supporter, right? So what we're going to do, we're not going to toss him into the lake of fire, but we will give him a round of booze and shame. Sorry. Come on back down. I'm looking for...
silence, you MAGA demon.
I'm looking for a Trump supporter in the chat. Oh, there we go. Okay. Lizzie Lover. What the heck? Lizzie, could you come on up here before I ask my mods to put you in a straitjacket? Senior citizen Kamala is something not so nice. Lizzie Lover, please get in the chat. Y'all still muted. You're not muted. How if you were muted, you couldn't type in the chat. Stop it. Stop crying. Lizzie Lover, alter ego. Thank you for the hat. All right. What I am looking for is someone to come up here and tell me how they were doing better 4 years ago than they are today. All right, Lizzie, you call her Lisa Lover. Lisa Lover, come up in the box. I'm inviting Lisa Lover, ladies and gentlemen, Lisa Lover, and she's not accepting my invitation. All right. So I take it to mean she's worthy of being put into a straitjacket. Go ahead and put Lizzie Lover in a straitjacket. All right, yeah. All right, who do we got next in the chat, ladies and gentlemen? Any Trump supporters out there? Put a 1 in the chat if you're a Trump supporter. All right, please put a 1 in the chat. All right, but if there's no Trump supporters out there, you know what we're gonna do? We're gonna finish listening to what their cult leader was saying yesterday. All right, this is what Donald Trump was saying at his rally yesterday. All right.
Tell you. But twice she cast the deciding votes that caused the worst inflation in maybe 100 years. She abolished our borders and flooded our country with 21 million plus illegal aliens. They came in from all over. Think of it. They came from prisons and jails. They came from mental institutions
They're all
and
lies.
insane asylums. They're terrorists. They're criminal street gangs.
Does anyone
They're
agree with this?
MS-13. We took millions of people like this into our country, and we're going to get them out, and we're going to get them out fast, I can tell you. No country can survive that. No country can survive that.
I'm inviting these people. They're not accepting.
But ask yourself, is anything less expensive than it was 4 years ago? Where are the missing
Robert,
818,000
accept the
jobs?
invite, Robert.
Remember they said 808, they were fake jobs. And they thought they'd be caught, but they thought it was going to be after the election, not before the election. They had a leaker, thank you, Mr. Leaker. They had a leaker who leaked the fact that they falsified the numbers. Nobody talks about it. The press refuses to write it. We don't want to hear Kamala's fake promises, even something like she worked very long and hard hours over French fries at McDonald's. She'd never worked at McDonald's. It was a fake story. It was a fake story. The press now refuses to write it because it's
Wow.
so, you know, there's a very simple one. She said she worked at McDonald's and she didn't. Not highly sophisticated, not complicated. It was a lie. She never worked at McDonald's over the hot French fries. I think I'm going to a McDonald's in 2 weeks, actually. And I'm going to work the French fries because I will have worked longer and harder at McDonald's than she did if I do that even for half an hour.
Now, what did Kamala say yesterday, ladies and gentlemen? Did we all see Vice President Harris on MSNBC with Stephanie Rule? They addressed this question. Listen to what the Vice President said about the McDonald's.
Okay, fair. Because your opponent almost every day seems to be talking about this. So I just want to ask you yes or no. At any point in your life, have you served 2 all beef patties, special sauce, lettuce, cheese, pickles, onions,
On
and
a sesame seed
bun,
bun?
working at a McDonald's? Yes or no? That's it.
I have.
Okay, now the other job.
But it was not a small job.
Listen
like
to the
I did
truth.
fries. I mean, yes,
Okay, for a
but
small
I did.
period of time. But then let me ask you about a big job.
But to your point, if you don't mind, before you
Please.
get to the big job, there's a part of the reason I even talk about having worked at McDonald's.
Why?
Is because there are people who work at McDonald's in our country who are trying to raise a family. I worked there as a student. I was a kid.
Thank you. I did
Who
too.
work there trying to raise families and pay rent on that. And I think part of the difference between me and my opponent includes our perspective on the needs of the American people and what our responsibility then is to meet those needs.
Thank you.
Then to the big job. You have laid out policy in great detail.
Yeah.
But the economy is an unpredictable beast.
Mm-hmm.
And you are running for a job that takes extraordinary instinct and guts.
Yeah.
What's the last time you had to make a gut decision? This here is very prescribed, very controlled.
Yeah. Probably.
So we once again, ladies and gentlemen, we've caught Donald Trump lying on Vice President Kamala Harris. It's just natural to him and his supporters, right? They get out here and they push fear, they promote hatred, they promote bigotry, and it's like, why? Why? You know what we're going to do? Ladies and gentlemen, Rebecca, good morning. Rebecca, good morning. Rebecca, are you there? Rebecca, are you there? Lord, are you there?
I sure am.
Oh my gosh. Is everything okay?
Doing this.
Huh?
You really don't.
Rebecca, is everything okay? I'm not hearing you. It seems like we got a little bit of a delay. Your signal isn't as strong as we need it to be. Are you there, Rebecca?
Yes, I am.
All right, I think I can hear you. What part of the country are you from?
I'm from Mississippi.
All right, shout out to Mississippi. I've never been to Mississippi, but if I were to vacation to Mississippi, what would be some of the things you would recommend I do?
Well, just meeting the people. Mississippi's always got a bad rap.
Okay, why do you think it got a bad rap? Nina, thank you for the subscription. Huh? Why does Mississippi have a bad rap? Are you there? Are you there, Rebecca?
Well, I mean, if you listen, they're always saying that you can't hear me.
I can now, but wherever you're doing,
Can
you
you
gotta.
not hear me?
I can hear you now, but whatever you're doing, you gotta stay close to the signal. All right, wherever you're getting that signal, try to stay close to it. All right.
Okay.
Gotcha. All right. So you said Mississippi
We're
is
gonna
getting
have a
it.
good food.
I understand. You saying Mississippi gets a bad rep? Jesus. Rebecca, are you there? Jesus Christ, Rebecca. You know we might not. We might not. Are you there? Well, Rebecca, I'm going to have to move on. All right, because we're not able to talk to you. All right.
That's fine.
That's better. That's better. Are you there? Lord have mercy. Lord have mercy. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we're gonna move on from Rebecca. Rebecca is having a terrible time connecting. So what we're going to do, Rebecca, I think you might be a nice person, but not when the MAGA Wi-Fi is kicking in. Let's give her a round of boos and shame. Becca, come back when your internet connection is stronger.
Silence!
All right. Now, what I'm trying to do is have a conversation with anybody out there that supports Donald Trump, and especially those who keep saying that they were doing better off than they were 4 years ago. Put a 1 in the chat if you're a Trump supporter. Please put a 1 in the chat. All right. We want to hear from you, don't we, ladies and gentlemen? All right. And in the meantime, what we'll do is we will tap into Vice President Kamala Harris's. She gave a nice speech yesterday at the Economic Club. Did you all get to watch and listen to Kamala Harris and give her speech about her plan to help the middle class? Oh my gosh, it was so great. This is why Donald Trump is panicking. All right, who did this say? He says, I don't support nobody that stole. Okay, I got you. But like I said, put a 1 in the chat if you are a Trump supporter and you believe Donald Trump is the best thing for America since sliced bread. Folks here want to hear from you. Seriously.
We do know how to unlock strong shared economic growth for the American people.
Let's go.
History has shown it time and again. When we invest in those things that strengthen the middle class, manufacturing,
Right.
housing,
Right.
healthcare,
Right.
education, small businesses, and our communities, we grow our economy and catalyze the entire country to succeed. I have pledged that building a strong middle class will be a defining goal of my presidency.
Wow.
And the reason,
You hear that? How could you have a problem with
but
this?
let me tell you, the reason is not about politics and it's not about ideology. From my perspective, it's just common sense. It's just common sense. It's actually what works. When the middle class is strong, America is strong.
Amen.
And we can build a stronger middle class.
And so you can see this is
The
what
American economy, we know this here. The American economy is the most powerful force for innovation
thank you.
and wealth creation in human history. We just need to move past the failed policies that we have proven to.
Greetings. Did you say something about Kamala Harris?
Yeah, she's a bedwench.
Whoa, why do you have a problem with her?
Well, she locked up all the black men in California that she probably could. She withheld evidence that would prove that they are innocent, so she chose to lock up more black people. That's true. That's fact. Wait, let me finish. You asked the question. That's fact
it?
number one.
No, that's because that's a lie.
Wait a minute, that's not a lie.
No, so if somebody listen, if we're doing our job and it just so happens that the person,
let me finish though, sir, because I have to go. All I'm saying.
Well,
is
wait a second. Well, where you gotta go?
I only have a few minutes.
Oh, well then we might not. Well, what I don't want you to do is unload a bunch of lies and then dip up out of here. All right. So maybe we'll talk next time. Fair enough. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we're gonna give this knucklehead tease, all right, a round of booze and shame. He tried to get in the box, spread some lies, a little misogyny as well, and then say he has to go. That's not allowed, ladies and gentlemen. You know what we got to do? Let's give T a round of booze and shame. Zero tolerance. T, you go do that somewhere else. All right.
Silence, you MAGA demon.
MAGAs have jobs. Oh, is that true? That's a lie. That's a lie. MAGAs don't have jobs unless your job is sniffing Donald Trump's dirty, dirty diaper. All right. So, ladies and gentlemen, I've been live how long? Over 30 minutes. Can you believe it? 30 minutes. And the question of the day is, are you doing better off today than you were 4 years ago? And not one Trump supporter has been able to get up here and confidently say that they are. So what that should tell people is this November who they're going to vote for. I guarantee you, MAGA, an overwhelming majority of people in this country that are voting, they will be voting for Vice President Kamala Harris to be the next president of the United States, because look at what's going on now. Americans are doing more. We're going on vacation, right? We're buying houses like houses have never been bought before. The prices of eggs has came down, gas has came down, your utility bill, it's back to normal. So when they get out here and they say we need Donald Trump, I don't think they understand. No one on TikTok believes that, because if they did, they would have came up here already. And it's not a lie. I saw the knucklehead who put it was a lie. William, you think I'm lying? Come on up here, William. Come on up here, William, and tell Zeus why you believe that it is a lie. And in the meantime, William, maybe Vice President Harris can continue to minister to your long lost dark soul, all right?
Work.
Oh!
Like generations before us.
Pog Hunter.
Hey, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. You're a Trump supporter?
I'm not a Trump supporter, but I just can't vote for Kamala.
Are you voting for... Okay, so you're voting for Donald Trump.
I would be voting for Donald Trump, yes.
Why are you afraid to call yourself a Trump supporter? Because it's been this thing that's been...
I don't think I subscribe to that whole MAGA, borderline delusion, but I'm not
Yeah.
supporting him this election, so I guess
Did you vote for him last time?
I did.
Yeah. And did you vote for him in 2016?
I did. Listen, I used to be a Democrat.
No,
I
no,
voted
no.
I voted for Obama twice. Just all the corruption on the
How old are
Democratic
you?
side is just brutal.
How old are
I'm
you?
34.
What part of the country?
Raised in Massachusetts, lived in Texas.
Okay. So I don't know where, somewhere along the way, you've been compromised. So are you aware at least why we call you MAGA?
Well, yeah, it's Trump's slogan since 2016.
What does it mean to
We're the
you? What does MAGA mean to
MAGA
you?
supporters.
What is it? What does Trump say it means?
Make America great again.
You don't want to do that?
I mean, you want to improve America, sure, but great again is,
There was a
depends where you're
period.
at.
There was a period on this app when I felt like Trump supporters used to be very proud to be MAGA. Why the shame and why the embarrassment now? Do you feel like you're doing something dirty whilst by voting for him? Don't you? It's like you're conflicted inside.
Just because I'm supporting Trump doesn't mean I'm MAGA.
Yeah, it does.
No, it doesn't.
Yeah, you're aligning with his ideologies, right?
That's the same argument as saying everybody who supports Kamala wants to,
No.
transition kids behind their back.
No.
That's
See,
the same analogy.
no. It's completely different because
No, it's
honestly, if Kamala Harris did any of the stuff Donald Trump has done, she wouldn't have the support that she has. You get what I mean? So if we go back in
She
time,
weaponized the DOJ. Her and Biden
when did you? When did she do that?
They've been exposed as weaponizing social media to influence the 2020 election. Let's see, before she was a senator, she withheld exculpatory evidence. I understand everybody's like, oh, it's the police. Yeah, the cops were dirty, right? Did she do anything to rectify that? Nope.
Let me
She
ask
didn't.
you this. You
Go.
believe that, and where did you get that information from? Because what if I were to tell you that's not true?
That she withheld exculpatory evidence?
Yeah, all that stuff you're saying. What if I were to tell you it's not true? All your conspiracies, how she weaponized the DOJ, and who did she weaponize it against?
Political opponents.
Like who?
Now
Like who?
they're weaponizing it against Eric Adams because he's
Wait.
against her border policy.
Wait. So
So the left is eating its own.
wait a second.
We see all the time. As
the-
soon as you don't agree, with the mainstream left,
I'd
Eric
actually,
Adams, then
okay.
the left eats its own.
Okay, so here's the deal.
Right.
Here's the deal. You're MAGA. That's the first problem we got. I need you to embrace that. I need you to wear your badge with honor. All right? If you're voting for Trump, you voted for him 3 times in a row. If it walks like a duck and it quacks like a duck, you're MAGA. All right? Stop trying to hide that. All right? The second thing is there's no proof that the DOJ has been weaponized by President Biden or Vice President Kamala Harris. Think about it. It doesn't make sense. Hunter Biden got indicted twice. Why would
Yeah,
it?
where has that
No,
gone?
no.
Where has that gone?
I don't hear you out here saying free Hunter
have you
Biden.
heard
Wait,
anything about
wait. He got convicted in the first case. I don't hear you out here saying free Hunter Biden. You didn't have a problem when they were investigating President Biden about the classified documents and the way that he handled them. I don't see you cheering, and you used to be a Democrat. So what this tells me, Pog, is you're conflicted. Donald Trump has gotten to you, and you basically have sipped the Kool-Aid. I mean,
Well, that
the
goes
reason
like-
I say
that
the
goes
reason
both ways.
the reason I say that folks like yourself are in a cult, though, honestly, is because how do you explain voting for a guy that's been convicted as a felon? How do you explain all of that stuff? How do you explain voting for a guy that's essayed women and children?
Well, he's not technically a felon until he's sentenced, right?
No, he's convicted.
If you want to look at the rules.
No.
of the law.
He's been convicted.
But he's not a felon until he gets sentenced. You can Google it. I promise you that's a fact.
The jury
But
convicted
anyway,
him. The jury
you want to
convicted
talk
him.
about you want to talk about SAs? This is the left coming talking about SAs. Y'all voted for Bill Clinton. Y'all, Joe Biden sniffing kids left and right. Let's see.
You know what I do when people bring that crazy stuff up? You know what I do? Is this your first time listening to me?
Yes.
Okay, so when you start telling me about stuff like that, the first thing I'm going to ask you is this.
If Ivanka weren't my daughter, perhaps I'd be dating her.
You heard what he said?
If Ivanka weren't my daughter,
dating
perhaps
her
I'd be dating her.
You have a daughter?
It doesn't matter.
I'm just curious. Should a father talk about their daughter like that? I mean, what's worse? What's worse? What's worse?
Weird.
Yeah, weird.
What's the favorite thing you have in common with your father?
Either real estate or golf.
Donald, with your daughter?
Well, I was going to say sex, but I can't relate that.
That's weird. But what about
No,
Biden's
no.
daughter's diary? You want to bring that up then?
You see what you just did? I've been doing this. You what?
I deflected. I mean,
Why?
you bring that up, so I'm bringing
No,
up. I'm bringing up
no. That's
Well, yeah,
that's-
I said it's weird. I said it's
Why-
weird.
no, but
Some
no.
shit he says is weird.
Wait. We don't curse. But why did you deflect?
Oh, sorry.
Why did you deflect? You're the first person to actually openly acknowledge that's what you did. Why deflect when we show you this is who you're supporting? Why not go, oh, maybe I shouldn't support him?
Because he's the lesser of the two evils.
What's worse, sniffing your daughter's hair or actually trying to date your daughter?
Okay, he didn't literally mean he was gonna date his
He
daughter.
suggested it, and a lot of his supporters, they're not that intelligent, right? So some of them will actually think what he's saying is acceptable. And we got proof of that because we saw what happened on January 6th when he convinced a bunch of them to believe the lie that the election was stolen. So there's supporters of his that actually can't think for themselves that believe this stuff.
I think they're on both sides.
I didn't ask.
Clearly.
No, you don't got any evidence of that. We got proof of January 6th.
All these crazy libs in your chat can think for themselves instead of listening to everything that
I
you
wouldn't
speak.
call them crazy, but a lot of the people in here, they're independent thinkers. They think for themselves. You don't deflect when people give you evidence that shows you the person you're supporting and endorsing is a terrible person. So in your world, you said it's unacceptable for a father to say those things about their daughter, correct?
Sure.
So why support them?
Because I'm not voting for the person. I'm voting for policies.
What policy? And at what expense? So the rest of the country has to burn. Is your way of thinking, right? I put Joker and tell him to run the Batcave. That's how you think, right? Makes no sense.
What makes you think the country would burn? Did the country burn in between 2016 and 2020 until COVID?
Do you think you had a better so were you living better 4 years ago than you are today?
My expenses were a lot lower, yes.
You didn't answer my question.
Okay, yes, I did. 4 years ago, I was living better than I do today.
Okay, so 4 years ago today, what was going on in the country?
Before COVID.
No. It's 2024. Subtract 4 years. What year are you in?
2020.
Okay. Why you're saying before COVID?
So you want me to not take COVID into consideration?
No. I want you to take Donald Trump's presidency into consideration. And guess what? COVID impacted both him and Joe Biden. So let's just answer the question. If it was 2020, we were in the thick of the pandemic. The nation was locked down. Of course, your prices were low. You weren't going anywhere. That's not rocket science.
Okay.
Americans were
prices were a lot lower.
Americans were losing their life, right? Because guess what? He wasn't telling the truth about the dangers of the pandemic. He was giving conflicting information, right? He lied to us.
He tried to limit travel at the very beginning in February and March.
Wait a second.
And then
he
y'all
lied.
called him racist
He lied.
and xenophobic.
He lied. The Bob Woodward tapes, he admitted he lied. He didn't want people to panic because he wanted to get reelected. So you had civil unrest tied to the whole George Floyd and the protesting and stuff like that going on. You remember all of that?
Yep.
He fanned the flames of racism. People say he's not racist. I believe he's a certified bona fide racist. That's why racists vote with him. That's why they vote for him. Right? They're not voting for Kamala
That's why the
Harris.
Democratic Party
Wait.
still has us voting for the Democratic plantation, bro.
What? There's no
That's
such
why.
thing as a Democratic plantation.
Absolutely.
There's no such thing as a Democratic.
What has the Democratic Party done for minorities?
A lot. Joe Biden, for instance, a lot of people sleep on it, but I think the student loan debt forgiveness that the Supreme Court keeps trying to stop was probably the most beneficial things that help people of color. You know, a lot of people of color don't have access to higher education because of the cost. So I would say that's something that directly benefits. But what has Donald Trump done besides continue to tokenize people of color? What was this Nicky Jam individual? You saw what happened with that guy at the rally? Got the yeah. He doesn't care. All Donald Trump is doing is trying to escape being held accountable for his crimes. And you know it. He had 4 years to give us infrastructure. Did he do it? No. He said, we're going to build the wall and Mexico's going to pay for it. Did he do it? No.
Why didn't he do those things?
Because he doesn't care.
At one point, he had a
he doesn't care.
House and Senate, right? But when we first came into office, Republicans even hated him. So not only was he working against the Dems, but he was working against the rhinos.
So why put him in that position again? I'm assuming
Because
you
he's
have
the
a.
lesser of the two evils.
I'm assuming you work, right?
Yeah.
Do you put somebody in a position that you know they're not going to be successful in and effective to help grow your business? Do you do that intentionally?
Well, I think eventually his policies, once they came into fruition in
you didn't answer
2016 and 2019, they worked.
Sir,
So
sir, you said the Republicans are against him. Clearly, the Democrats don't.
When he came into office.
Okay, even worse.
16.
Okay, did they ever align with him when he got in? Did they ever go, you know what? Eventually, then why didn't he get all the legislation passed?
Because by the time they all realigned with him, the Dems took control of the House.
Oh, so here's how I look at that. Those are excuses.
That's fine. Take it for what.
Yeah. Those are excuses, and I don't think you really believe that. But I wanted to add this. I wanted to add this. You glossed
based on the last 3.5 years that.
Wait a
Get
second.
anything done.
Wait a second. You glossed over two things though. He was impeached twice while he was president. I noticed you didn't bring that up. Why didn't you? Because when I asked you why he didn't get things,
because the grounds for impeachment were BS.
What do you know why he got impeached? That's crazy, right?
Jan 6th, right, was one of them.
Okay.
What was the other one? I don't remember.
Okay, withholding aid from Ukraine, our ally, in exchange for dirt on Joe Biden and his son. You remember that? Funny how he couldn't get legislation passed.
All that dirt.
Wait.
Was hidden by social media companies in the 2020 election. Because it was supposedly misinformation that the 51 letter.
I don't know what you're.
Essentially, everybody that signed that letter impeached themselves.
You know, I'm starting to get the sense that all you do is deflect. You don't have the ability to actually look at your orange cult leader and say, "Wow, this guy is a POS." It's funny to me how he had enough time to look for dirt on Joe Biden, but he couldn't pass infrastructure. Ain't that wild? Ain't that crazy? His priority, clearly infrastructure wasn't his priority. And in terms of that so-called dirt, if they had any on him, they would have already impeached President Biden. So you know that's going nowhere. So you just quit making excuses for this guy and admit he's a terrible candidate. He's a flawed person, a seriously flawed person. And the fact that you continue to support him shows you, sir, you just might be as seriously as flawed as he is. Don't you want to get out of the
Based
cult
on
today? Don't you want to get out of the cult
based on
today?
his presidency compared to the Biden-Harris administration of 3.5 years ago, choosing the lesser of the two evils, I would go with his
What the heck is the
previous
evilest thing?
administration.
What's the evilest thing Donald Trump has done? Since you're acknowledging Donald Trump is evil and you're just taking the less of it, what's the evilest thing Donald Trump has done based on your research?
The evilest thing he's done? I don't know.
Yeah.
But I know they're both not ideal politicians. So you're choosing between a douche and a turd sandwich.
Okay, okay, I don't even know which one, but give me the worst qualities of Donald Trump based on your research.
He can't articulate himself. He puts his own words, needs to bite his own tongue. Doesn't always take the right stances when he should, I guess.
That's it? We're talking evil. Because when people say evil,
Evil, like what? The alleged essays, I guess.
it's not
Obviously.
alleged. It's not alleged. It's been adjudicated.
No.
So one of the things, here's the thing, right? In this world, in this society, once it's in black and white, whether we agree with it or not, it's fact. Correct? Those numbers, for instance, when they cut your paycheck, whatever they put down, that's it. You can't go into a bank and go, no, it should have been $1 million based on how I feel. You get what I'm saying?
Sure.
So with that clear understanding of how things work, isn't it in black and white that Donald Trump SA'd and defamed E. Jean Carroll? That's in black and white. Yes or no?
On paper, sure. Yes.
Okay. It hurts, huh?
No.
Then why not just admit, yes, he is an adjudicated rapist?
Okay, on paper, he is an adjudicated rapist.
On paper,
On paper, he's a 34 count felon.
okay, okay. That was tough. Do you have anything like that about Vice President Kamala Harris? Yes or no?
See, you're attacking the person. Are you voting for the person or are you voting for policies? Is she a convicted rapist? Not that we know of. Should she be disbarred for violating the Brady Rule and withholding exculpatory information? Absolutely, but that didn't happen.
Okay. And should I have $20 million sitting in my accounts? Yes, but it's not there. So let's quit talking about things that. So we don't bring up stuff that's just not even relevant to this conversation. You're confusing yourself, and I get it. You feel like it makes you seem aware and more intelligent.
No, I see what you're doing. You're pandering to your chat. You're pandering to your audience. And it's
No,
fine.
no,
I
I'm
understand
having.
what you're doing.
Okay, fine. But I'm also having a conversation with you about your way of thinking. I'm helping you understand that your logic is flawed, and it's flawed terribly. And you have to walk away from this discussion. And even if you go and vote for Donald Trump, you're going to have to actually say, I did this in my right mind. I intentionally did this. You weren't manipulated or anything. You intentionally went and voted for Donald Trump because, one, you're MAGA, right? You can't pretend like you're not. And then number two, you can't pretend like you didn't have all the information before you cast your vote. And that's what this is about. That's what this is about. I don't understand how people can have all the information like you just said you had. It's in black and white. All right. And then you still go and say, well, I'm going to go vote for Donald Trump because he's the lesser of two evils. Well, we don't have the same thing happening with the current vice president, right? She doesn't have any convictions on her record. She hasn't been found liable for anything. She hasn't been impeached twice. So when you say lesser of two, and she hasn't said anything inappropriate about children, she wasn't hanging out with P. Diddy and Jeffrey E. So when you got all these things lining up and you do a side-by-side comparison,
Yeah, except
don't
for
even
next to Montel.
Listen.
So same difference.
What?
Wasn't she giving happy endings to Montel Williams?
Who gives a crap?
All right.
Do you think?
I mean,
Do you,
fine.
honestly,
You
sir,
bring it-
sir, how old are you? How old are you?
You've spent.
Sir, how old are you? Have you ever went on a date before? Have you dated a woman before?
I'm just saying.
No. Have you went on a date before in your life before? Seriously, because I get tired of people bringing this kind of stuff up. Have you?
Sure.
Okay, you've ever had intercourse?
Sure.
Does that make you nasty, or does that make the woman who did it with you nasty? How does this work in your world?
Dude, you're getting so defensive. You spent the last 20 minutes attacking.
No,
Trump
because
without us-
you thought you
without
had
us discussing the two candidates.
because you thought you were making a point, and I'm telling you, you're just embarrassing yourself. Stop acting like people who are dating and doing things in a relationship that all of a sudden makes it disgusting when she does it, but it's okay when you do it.
You brought up Diddy parties, and then disregarding the fact that the
I was telling you,
Diddy's-
I was telling you there's photos of Donald Trump with Diddy. There's photos of Donald Trump with Jeffrey. And if your argument is you're voting for the
there's-
lesser of
there's
two
photos
evils,
and videos of Obama and
yeah,
Bill Clinton.
yeah.
Everybody.
Yeah, but if you're voting for the lesser of two evils, I'm saying the evidence tilts more on Donald Trump in terms of there's a lot more nastiness about him, a lot more evil about him. So you can't go around saying you're voting for the lesser of two evils. If you're doing the math correctly, right? Because there's more evidence that shows Donald Trump is more evil than Kamala Harris. That's my point.
Do we want to talk about Kamala now, since we've spent the last 20 minutes ragging on Trump?
No. What is
Yeah, because all you want to do is spew positive information about Kamala to your chat.
No,
to
if you
your
had, sir, let me make sure, because see, now I'm just assuming you're not paying attention. The door was open for both of them. You made the claim you're voting for the lesser of two evils. I didn't say that, you did.
Yeah.
We had that same window of time to put her dirt out and to put his out. All the dirt you were able to point out about this woman was Montel Williams.
I'm not talking about personal dirt, dude. She's been in office for the last 3.5 years. And all the people that say, oh, what's the job of the VP? What's the job of the VP? Well, Biden has been a vegetable for the last, 3 years? And then yesterday, what was it? Yesterday, the day before on The View with his what's her name?
So
when he said that Kamala's been doing what, every job from foreign policy to domestic policy, basically bursting that bubble, because everybody's like, oh, she's the VP, she's just supposed to sit in the pretty chair and step in if something happens to him. That's been the whole argument.
But do you
Meanwhile,
understand?
her incompetent ass has been running the show behind the scenes. And God forbid she ever does an interview. Have you seen all her interviews last 2 weeks?
Yeah.
The same exact lines verbatim from the debate.
Okay. All right. How about this?
Dude, you can make
Hold on.
Insane asylums. They go crazy when I say the late great Hannibal Lecter. Okay, they say, why would he mention Hannibal Lecter? He must be cognitively in trouble. No, these are real stories.
These are real stories.
Hannibal Lecter from Silence of the Lamb. He's a lovely man. He wants to have you for dinner. He'd like to have you for dinner.
What the heck are you talking? Do you need more? You want the sharks in the
Because
batteries?
of MIT, my relationship to MIT.
You want the sharks
Very
in the
smart,
batteries?
Because I say, what would happen if the boat sank from its weight, and you're in the boat, and you have this tremendously powerful battery, and the battery's now underwater, and there's a shark that's approximately 10 yards over there. By the way, a lot of shark attacks lately. Do you notice that? A lot of shark. I watched some guys justifying it today. Well, they weren't really that angry. They bit off the young lady's leg because of the fact that they were not hungry, but they misunderstood who she was. These people are crazy. He said there's no problem with sharks. They just didn't really understand a young woman swimming now really got decimated, and other people too. A lot of shark attacks. So I said, so there's a shark 10 yards away from the boat, 10 yards, or here. Do I get electrocuted if the boat is sinking, water goes over the battery, the boat is sinking? Do I stay on top of the boat and get electrocuted? Or do I jump over by the shark and not get electrocuted? Because I will tell you, he didn't know the answer. He said, nobody's ever asked me that question. I said, I think it's a good question. I think there's a lot of electric current coming through that water. But you know what I'd do if there was a shark or you get electrocuted? I'll take electrocution every single time. I'm not getting near the shark. So we're going to end that. We're going to end it for boats. We're going to end it for trucks. The truck.
All right. Now, that's wild. That's crazy, huh? Oh, here we go. The signal's acting up. Okay, your signal. Okay, Pog, something's wrong with your signal. Donald Trump cooked him with that shark in the boat story. Donald Trump. Okay, now I can hear you. Everything that you try to complain about President Biden or Vice President Harris, I promise you, there's a lot more evidence that Donald Trump is 10 times or 100 times worse. So stop it.
That's false.
So just stop
You're just trying to
it.
cover up her weaknesses by just attacking Trump.
No, I'll admit she's
you
a
can't make
human.
good arguments for her as
No.
president. Attacking Trump.
No, I'll admit she's
you
a
can't make
human.
good arguments for her as
No.
president. So you just resort to attacking.
Okay,
Trump.
explain the shark story.
Like
What does
every
that
other
mean?
live.
What does the shark mean to you?
He was talking about some local representative minimizing a woman getting her leg bit off by a shark. And again, like I said, the dude can't articulate himself. But
So
that's where he was going.
So you understood the electricity story in the shark, right? You understood that? So what did he mean when he says he'd rather be electrocuted? How did that tie into the story you just translated? Come on, use the
Based on what I just heard.
yeah
'cause
yeah. Use the rest
I've
of
never
use
heard the full
use
thing.
the rest of it.
But it was a choice. It was a choice between getting eaten by a shark or dying of electrocution.
Yeah, and so he said he would rather he would rather get electrocuted. He's not getting near that shark. What does that mean in your world?
In that example, that he wanted a quicker death instead of getting chewed up by a shark.
Oh, that's what that means. But what about it being tied to the representative, though? That's what you were saying the story was really about. See, the problem here is this. You know, just like we know.
Again, I don't have the background of that
No.
conversation, but based on the limited thing that you played, there was some sort of a conversation between him.
He was
and
doing
some
that.
Other people
He was
that I
doing
don't
it at
know
a
about.
rally. He was talking to himself and making things up as he was talking. But what I'm pointing out to you is, you know, just like I know, that makes absolutely no sense. So stop it. And this is why I say this to people like yourself. Stop making excuses for why you're voting for Trump. Just admit it. You support the stuff he does. Right? Whether it's his bigotry, whether it's him being a racist, and you enjoy being in a cult, you enjoy being lied to. You want him to protect the way that you feel like you've been able to operate, right? Because really, if you're trying to make it sound like...
Now we have to resort to insults and personal attacks.
It's the truth.
This is the common theme in every single Lib Live.
It's the truth.
Instead of arguing in favor of Kamala, you guys just attack Trump.
It's yeah. It's the truth, and it's not an attack when it's the truth. Think about that. Like, for instance, P. Diddy's situation. Is it an attack?
I didn't say.
Is it an attack if we say, hey, P. Diddy has engaged in S trafficking? He's a disgusting person. That's not an attack. It's fact.
I thought we were gonna be able to debate Trump and Harris, not just attacking Trump the whole time.
You've been
Based
attacked.
on-
I don't even consider it an attack when we're talking facts. Remember, I just said that.
Well, no,
If
an attack doesn't mean it's false. I'm not saying most of the stuff you said is true.
Okay,
he does put
thank
words in his
God.
mouth. He says stupid shit.
No. But he also
You refuse to acknowledge her flaws.
I've never professed that Kamala Harris is a perfect human being, and she won't even say she's perfect. But what we do look for in a leader, especially of this country, is someone that has integrity, someone that actually shows that they know
Okay,
how to
integrity, she
actually
withheld exculpatory information.
know.
Did you ever hear
No.
the video? This is
No.
something your chat should look up. Her speech about what she could do with the swipe of her pen. Did you ever listen to that?
Sir,
And how chilling that
okay,
is?
sir. Remember earlier I said whatever thing you're trying to say she did, we got evidence to prove Donald Trump did 10 times worse. And every scenario you've gone through, I've always had to hit you back with some information about Donald Trump to help you understand whatever you think she's done, it pales in comparison to Donald Trump. For instance, let's just say she withheld exculpatory evidence the way you're suggesting. How does that compare to somebody stealing classified documents and getting
He
indicted for
didn't steal
doing it?
classified documents. The Presidential Documents Act. Okay, you want to? Okay, let's talk about the documents case and the double standard, right? So
No,
when
no, no, no,
Biden,
no.
Biden had
Jesus Christ.
Biden had classified documents, right? Except Biden also had
Jesus.
classified documents from when he was a senator, so he wasn't even protected by the Presidential Records Act.
Sir, Biden's not
And
running.
then the DOJ
Are you?
comes
Are
out and
you?
says
are-
Biden is too senile.
Wait a second.
Biden is too senile. To
Wait
be
a second.
convicted
Wait a
for this
second.
offense.
Wait a second. Biden's not running, right?
I'm just saying.
Okay,
Double
okay,
standard.
okay, okay. So
You guys want to talk about the
So-
Presidential Records Act?
So and Trump did get indicted for the classified documents, Espionage Act violations, right? Obstruction of justice, right? That's actually in black and white. And as we said earlier, if it's in black and white, unfortunately, whether we agree with it or not, it is. So when you try to bring up her withholding exculpatory evidence and you compare that to Donald Trump and the classified documents, which one is worse?
His classified documents.
Thank
case
you.
was a
Stop. No.
show. Yeah.
See, unfortunately, I'm just going to have to do it, right? We've been talking for a long time, and I've been trying to get a good gauge as to whether or not you're actually capable of doing the work it takes to get out of the cult. But I don't think you're willing to get out of the cult. Not yet. You're just not ready. So guess what I'm going to have to
Not when it's
do?
Kamala.
Huh? You've never been a Democrat. I got to
Not when
get
it's
this.
Kamala.
He's never been a Democrat. All right. And he loves Donald Trump's dirty diaper.
I
So
was
guess what
raised
I'm
in
no.
Massachusetts. That is as blue as
So
it gets.
guess what we're going to have to do?
Absolutely.
I'm going to have to toss this guy into the lake of fire.
Well, it's been a pleasure.
All right.
Enjoy.
It wasn't a pleasure, and I need you to do better. All right, I'm warming up the lake of fire, ladies and gentlemen. And
Trump 2024, baby.
unfortunately, Pog Hunter is possessed with the MAGA demon, and we can't take it anymore. Ladies and gentlemen, join me in giving Pog Hunter, the liar, the evil, the nastiest Trump supporter we spoke to today, what he deserves. A round of boos and shame.
Silence, you MAGA demon.
All right, so as we can see, ladies and gentlemen, these Trump supporters, wow, they are everything he tried to throw at the vice president, he had to also see Donald Trump is 10 times worse. And even when he saw that, you know what he did? He said, you know what, Zeus, I just can't do it. I can't get out of the cult today. I would rather drink the Kool-Aid and point my toes to the sky. And you know what I'm talking about when I say that. That's what he would rather do. So we're going to it's your world. But none of us believe that, ladies and gentlemen. I love you all too. Rick C. and everyone else, thank you so much for that love, all right? Point those toes to the sky and drink the Kool-Aid, all right? The Fool-Aid, yeah. I mean, when he ends up, and this is what I tell every single Trump supporter that comes onto the platform, and I say, listen up. If you do not get out of that cult, you will go get the ultimate MAGA reward. And what is the ultimate MAGA reward? Jail. And if you don't get your soul right, hell. Right? With a chapter 11 in between. And so that's what Pog Hunter is on his way to get, the ultimate MAGA reward. All right. And he will end up in the lake of fire. I promise you, ladies and gentlemen. All right. Please put a 1 in the chat if you are a Trump supporter, all right? And you believe that Donald Trump is the best thing since sliced bread. It was irritating, but it was a necessary thing, though, all right? And I had to do it because I want to make sure folks who don't follow what's happening out here in these TikTok streets, I want them to really hear what we have to put up with. The lies, the deflection, the conspiracies. Lionel, greetings. Greetings.
Morning. Greetings this morning.
Are you a Trump supporter?
Yes, I am.
Oh my God! What part of the country are you from? And what's that picture of?
That's me.
That's you?
Yes, indeed.
No, it's not, man. Turn your camera on. Let's see you. Let's see you, brother. I don't believe that's you. Let's go ahead and turn that camera on. Show the world your handsomeness. Are you able to? Are you able? I can't. Oh, you can't turn it on?
I turned it on.
I just sent you an invite.
It keeps turning off.
You can't invite. Okay, it says. Hold on. Okay. Anyhow. All right. I believe that's you. Oh, there you go. All right, brother. All right. Now we're getting somewhere. All right, man. So you're supporting Donald Trump?
Yes, indeed, I am.
Lord have mercy. Is your mom and your dad okay with that? Your auntie, your uncle, they all okay with that?
Yes, indeed.
Lord
and it'd be just my dad. My mother's passed.
Okay. Well, my condolences. Now, what part of the country are you in?
California.
Lord.
But I'm working out of Seattle.
Lord, what part of the Bay? I mean, what part of California? SoCal, NorCal, Central, where you at?
I'm in Southern California.
Okay, because I'm trying to figure out how you was compromised. How did you get compromised? Did you vote for Donald Trump in 2016?
Yes, I did. Yes, I did.
This hurts. This hurts, brother. This hurts. So you did it again in 2020.
Yes.
And you're going to do it in 2024.
Yes.
You haven't learned?
Learn what?
You know what they say, a hard head makes for a soft you know what, right?
And you guys got, and y'all about to have soft bottoms with Kamala.
No.
Yes.
No, here's the deal. How do you justify supporting for a person you know is a racist?
How is he a racist? Give me one world leader that's ever called him a racist.
Well, we can start with Joe Biden.
Yeah,
if you want.
Joe Biden is not a world leader anymore. He's not running. Give me a world leader that's ever called him a racist.
Wait a second. Do you remember the whole Charlottesville thing?
Yes, indeed, I do.
Okay, and he said there's very fine people on both sides.
Mm-hmm.
You don't have a problem with that?
No. What did he say wrong?
What about when he ran his businesses and he used to go in there and tell the black employees, get your special behinds in the back while me and my friends come, because we don't want. Oh, you got to go look it up. This is back in the day. Brother. I wouldn't lie to you. What about when he told him
that was his father? That wasn't him. If you go read that paperwork, that was not him. That was his dad. That was Senior, not Junior.
So you don't think? I'm gonna play it your way. So you believe his daddy is racist?
His daddy might be.
Is that okay with you?
But Donald J. Trump Jr. is not.
Don Jr.
Jr. is not. That was his daddy.
His dad is Fred. His dad is Fred. Don Jr. is Donald Trump's son. So
I said Trump Senior. I said Trump Senior.
Fred Trump.
Yes.
Okay, so then Fred had his son Donald Trump.
Yes.
And then Donald Trump had a son named Don Jr. But Donald Trump, the former president, he's not a junior. But I get what you're trying to do. I do. But this is part of why I'm here to help you. You need help ASAP. Because your eyes and all of you is saying, help me, Zeus. I need to get out of the cult because
How do you figure that?
Because you know this doesn't make any sense for you to be, because you are a person of color You heard Donald Trump say, Proud Boys, stand back and stand by. And you gotta go, well, you know what I'm going to do? I am going to go vote, and I'm going to vote in the same team as the people that are racist. That doesn't make sense. So
I've also heard Joe Biden sit back and say in a rally, do you want to be shackled? You want to be put back in chains? You want to be put back in chains? Literally at a rally.
play it.
I don't have no. I'm not at no laptop.
Okay. Well, then I don't know what you're talking about. All right.
I know you don't.
Okay, I don't know what you're talking about. Okay, but guess what? Guess what? Is Joe Biden running?
Hey, you the one brought him up the first time, and now we're gonna play the cards the way you dealt them.
Yeah. Joe Biden isn't running, and Donald Trump has a and Donald Trump is the one that has the track record for being racist. All right.
Give me a world leader that's ever called him a racist. Vladimir Putin.
That is that how you determine who's racist? Is that wait for? Do you have a problem with racism? Is it an issue?
No.
So you're okay with being a racist?
I don't care about people that's being racist. I wasn't raised as a racist.
Okay. Well, so second, so this is
that don't move me.
So then you shouldn't even be bringing up anything Joe Biden said. As far as you're concerned, Joe Biden. Yeah, I can bring it up because I got a problem with it.
But don't.
Okay, I got a problem with it. You don't.
And think that ain't nobody gonna indulge themselves into your conversation.
I get it. You will forever remain in your place as a, and you can fill in the gap. You're comfortable with that. I understand during the Civil War there were blacks who were on the side of the Confederates. I get that. I just want you to plant your flag there. All right, you're a black Confederate.
And you are correct. That's fine. I agree. I agree. And you're a panderer for a female, and only why you're voting for her is because she's a woman.
Mom, I'm so sorry that we have to have this situation happening on TikTok. I'm not voting for Vice President Kamala Harris because she's a woman. Honestly, that's not why I'm supporting her. No. You want me to tell you why I'm supporting the Vice President? Because she's actually the most qualified for the role.
How?
Huh?
How?
Well, she's ready to go because number one, she's already worked, all right, as an attorney general. She's worked as a DA, attorney general. These are all positions that you service the people, right? Then she became wait a second. Can I finish?
Her daughter wasn't going to school enough.
Sir.
Locking up a man because the swipe of her pen. Let's talk about that.
Sir, we can get there. But she was also a senator, right?
Mm-hmm.
And she was a vice president. So when I look at her qualifications on paper, which is what most people do when they're trying to put people in positions, you go, this is somebody who's demonstrated they've had a path of being successful. All right. Not saying she did everything perfect, but she did her job in all these positions, and she's clearly ready to take on more responsibilities. And if you compare a person like that to somebody who's already had the position, like Donald Trump, I believe that since he's a former president, he has way more experience than her. This should be a walk in the park in terms of him, helping prove to the American people that he's the best candidate for the position. He's already done it for 4 years.
Yeah.
Why is he having so much trouble convincing America that he's the right person? If he was really great at this, I don't think he should have this much. It should be a no-brainer. We want Trump. But I can explain to you why he's having a lot of problems. If you would please, all right? During his first term in office, he ended up getting impeached twice.
Beat them both. Go ahead.
He didn't beat him.
Yes, he did.
He got the House impeached him. He didn't get convicted. It's on his record.
That's beating them. No matter how you slice that, sir, he beat both of the impeachments. He beat them both. You can't slice that no other way. You can't get around it. He beat both.
Did Joe Biden, I don't want to bring Biden into it, but did Obama or Biden get impeached? Or did they beat two impeachments? Did they have to beat impeachments at all?
No.
Okay, so whether you and I say he beat it or not. The fact of the matter is, Trump had two situations occurred while he was president that show me he's really not a good leader.
Okay, it showed you.
No.
Myself, he was a good leader due to the fact of I made more money under his presidency. 1, 2, his impeachment, he beat them both. Even after it got overturned in the House, they took it to a New York court with almost the same evidence in the House. That makes no sense.
What are you talking about? What are you talking about?
He beat the impeachment. Everybody said, "Oh, Donald
He
Trump
took it to New York.
Is a felon. He's a felon. He's a this. He's a that." But instead, they
Oh,
took the
okay.
same evidence to New York.
Okay, I got it. So you're talking about him being convicted in New York, and you're tying it to one of the impeachments.
No.
Because those are two separate things.
No, yes, those are two separate things.
Okay, but you do understand, now that you bring that up, that's another dig against Donald Trump, right? Maybe not in your eyes, but you can imagine the majority of Americans watching this candidate that they know has been impeached twice. Then, wow, we found out he's been convicted? And guess what he was convicted
He has not
of?
been convicted. He has not been convicted.
Has he go? Okay, I get what y'all.
Charges pinned against him, but it's not conviction. I know this
Okay.
due to the fact of I had felonies pinned against me, and I beat every last one of them.
Okay.
By myself, I went pro per, sir.
So what you're expressing to me is you were charged felonies.
Yes.
You had a trial.
Yes.
The jury came back and said guilty.
I was not guilty.
Oh, that's not the same thing then.
And they tried to, and then what the DA did was sent it back to try to get the verdict overturned.
Okay, that's great then. I would say congratulations, right?
Thank you.
All right, but once the jury comes back and says guilty, aren't you guilty?
No, due to the fact of now the judge has to give you your sentence.
Okay, I didn't ask about sentencing because in your
they're not guilty because the jury.
Okay.
Okay, if we want to go that route, I'll agree with you on that. We can go that route. I'll agree with you on that. Yes. If the jury of your own peers say you're guilty, you are guilty by the jury of your own peers. You are guilty. Yes.
And so Trump had that happen to him in the New York case.
Yes.
So he is guilty. Thank you.
Yes.
Thank you. So 2 impeachments, convicted felon on Trump's record, based on what we're agreeing to.
Yes. I'm still not agreeing with the impeachments because he beat them both. But the evictions of being convicted, yes, I'll agree with that.
Okay. But the impeachment, we understand that's a 2-step process.
It makes no difference. He still beat them both.
But
you can't negate
he
the
got
fact
it.
that he beat them both.
It's a 2-step process, and he got 1 step completed on both of
He
them.
got both steps completed.
Okay.
Both for the impeachment. He was impeached twice. He
Okay.
got beat both for the impeachments.
Okay. No, well, he just didn't get convicted. That's a better way to say it.
Okay.
If you go out here in the regular, if you go out here in the regular, if you go out here in the regular world, the best way to say what you're saying is he was impeached, but he wasn't convicted. That way, people won't question your ability to process this. Because the way you're saying it, you're basically saying we didn't see him get impeached. We saw that. We just didn't see him get convicted. So for the sake of what we got, he was impeached twice, and he is also a convicted felon.
Yes.
Also, there's this case, I don't know if you know about it, with E. Jean Carroll, the woman that he essayed and defamed.
Yes.
And that's already in black and white. He owes her $80+ million.
Which he has not paid, but
I mean, he's trying to fight it, but a jury already came back and said, this guy did it.
yes. The jury came through and said he did it. But just like
Okay, great. And then you have the fraud, right? The fraud. He's been fined $500 million. Decades of fraud.
Yes.
Inflating the values of his assets and such. Have you seen his Truth Social lately? His stock? Have you seen that lately?
No, I have not. I have not seen it.
You know about it?
I do know about it.
All right. At one point it was almost going for $100 a share. You know where it's at now? It's hovering at around $14. Does that sound like somebody successfully managing a business in your world? How we go from 100 to almost $10 in a way? He's been bankrupt 6 times, at least. Think about this. This is not me making anything up.
Mm-hmm.
This is a lot going on for one person.
Yeah, but you got to look at.
We saw him dancing with Jeffrey. We saw him dancing with Jeffrey. You know who Jeffrey Epstein is, right?
Yeah.
I don't want to say his name too much. We saw him hanging out with that, cheating on his wife with Stormy Daniels. Using that understanding. Listen.
Nobody knows if him and Stormy Daniels did anything. Alleged. We can't use.
You know what's
as fact of truth.
Well, he ended up getting convicted because whatever happened with Stormy Daniels, he broke the law to try to cover it up. So, man to man, we know ain't nobody shelling out no money over nobody they ain't had nothing going on with. That don't happen. True. So you ain't just cutting checks. Okay, so most likely he did it. And you know what the sick thing about it is? They say it's under seal in the New York case. But according to what they said, before he did it, he told her, "You remind me of my daughter, Ivanka." Wow. This is a seriously flawed human being. Now, if you were to be running a business, Lionel,
yes,
and I gave you 2 candidates that I said these people would probably do a great job, and I gave you 2 resumes. One of them was Kamala Harris's, but we're not going to use her name. We're going to call her something else that's a little more friendlier to your palate, right? And then I give you another one. It's Donald Trump, but I'm not going to call him Donald Trump. I'm going to call him something a little friendlier to your palate. And you read both resumes, and you see all these red flags going off with this one resume, with this one candidate, and you might see something that may be a little concerning with the other. Which one do you think you would most likely entertain?
I'm gonna have to say the one with the red flags if they seem that they're more qualified, and I'm gonna keep the other one on standby. Honestly,
what's your logic? What's the logic behind that?
Due to the fact of you might have red flags, but you're more qualified to at running a business and running businesses than this other person is. This other person has a good speaking point, but I'm not looking for somebody with a good speaking point. I'm looking for somebody.
So you would hire
inquiry.
Okay, so as long as I'm good at business, you're gonna let me in and let me just steal money out of the cash register whenever I want to.
Not steal money.
No, that's what come with me though. I got experience doing that.
He has experience
stealing money because that's what the fraud was. So your logic says, hey, as long as you know how to handle business, come on in. I'll leave my cash registers wide open. I'll let you have access to all the people around me, my loved ones, because you understand business and crime. This other person, I don't know. That's how your mind works? Or do you want to actually reconsider possibly that this doesn't make any sense?
No, I'm gonna still go with the person with the red flag background and the so-called crime background, due to the fact of they, like I said, they know how to make money. This other person doesn't know how to make money.
Okay. So let me help you understand this. Let me help you understand.
If I'm correct, I think Donald Trump's son got on national television and said that they didn't embezzle any money.
Well, most thieves won't say they actually committed crimes.
Well,
that doesn't make sense, right? You don't want to commit a crime. You don't want to commit a crime and then go say that's exactly what I did. I'm ripping off people left and right. That makes sense.
Well, it wasn't Donald Trump that said it was his son.
Okay, accomplice. Okay, I get it. It's
now he's an accomplice.
I'm just trying to really help you understand.
You're not helping me. It's crazy how Democratic voters will sit back and say to a Republican voter, "I'm trying to help you understand." You're not helping me understand, sir. Come on, Zeus.
What?
You're not helping me understand. I'm trying to get you to see. That would be me saying that. No, I'm not trying to get you to see nothing. You voting for Kamala is your own belief. I'm voting for Trump for my own belief because I made money. What money are y'all making with putting her in office?
But do you
She
understand?
locked up
Okay,
because she
okay,
legally just didn't get charged for it.
okay.
She
But
needs to be charged for it.
sir, I'm trying to actually plead with you. Do you understand what I understand you think like? As long as a person is able to show you they understand how to make money, you're okay with them robbing you of all the money in the business that you and them are in. You're okay with that.
Yes.
How?
And I'm
Why?
saying it again louder for the ones in the back of here. Yes.
So you don't want any
Know how to
money?
make money. I'm going to make money.
No. Did you hear what I said? The money.
I heard what you
Okay,
said.
so
I heard what you said.
let
I
me
heard your
let
logic.
me
Yes.
so me and you are in a business together. I'm the criminal. You're watching the criminal, but also I'm good at business, right? I go out there. We secure $100,000 because of my great business skills. I bring the money into the business. You look in the cash register. There's $20,000 cash sitting there, right? And you thinking to yourself, that guy's good at business, and we got money. The next day you go in, there's only $5 in the register. You're okay with that?
Now I'm going to question that.
No, why? Why?
That's what I'm going to question.
But why? You brought a thief in the bit. You went into business with a thief. What the heck is there to question?
Just because you go into business with a thief doesn't mean you can't hold that thief liable for liability of stealing from you.
So you would sue me if I took that money?
Yes. The same way they're trying to sue Trump for stealing money. That's what they're doing.
So you would rather put yourself in a bad situation where you have to sue to get the money than to just go get the candidate that you ain't gonna have to do that with, and you would probably still have that money and more?
How am I going to have more if they don't have any business skills?
Because
I got to do 2 times the work now because now I got somebody hired that don't have any business skills.
But guess what? In both situations, you don't have any money based on your logic. On both situations, you don't have any money. But now you got the added cost of having to file a lawsuit.
Yes. See, the thing is
see what I just did to you? Now you're in the hole deeper with the person that's the criminal because you got to go pay for that lawsuit. Where are you getting the money from? You already at zero. We both at zero. I'm up 100,000. You found out I stole. How much you think an attorney is going to cost you to file that lawsuit?
Oh, it's going to cost me a lot.
Okay, you don't got a lot. So whatever that a lot is on top of what I owe you, you in the hole for that. Versus if you go get somebody that ain't on that type of time and you go into business, all you do is stand to gain. And I'm using your logic, brother. You see what I'm saying? You gotta knock this off. It makes absolutely no sense logically or financially to do this dance for Donald Trump.
It makes no sense for y'all to do the dance for Kamala.
That's just how you feel. All right, Lionel.
No, I don't speak off of feelings.
Lionel, listen, you were accurate in terms of your assessment. You understand you're going to be in the hole worse with Donald Trump than you are with Kamala Harris. You understand that based on this conversation. You understand that he's been impeached twice. He's been convicted and he's been found liable amongst a lot of other things. You clearly understand that. With that understanding, there's really nothing else for you to do other than get out of the cult. You got to get out of this cult, brother.
I wish y'all would get out the cult.
I
wish Democratic voters would get out the cult. I wish y'all would.
What have you learned from this conversation? Because we got to move it on. There's people that want to speak. There's people that want to speak. There's people that want to speak to the embarrassing things you said this morning.
That's
There's a lot.
fine. And literally, I know a bunch. I could name off a bunch of people that would speak to the embarrassing things that you said this morning.
What have I said that's embarrassing? I literally helped you understand you can't afford. I just helped
impeached twice, but he beat both impeachments. You're still classifying it as he was still impeached, but wasn't
Lord have
convicted.
mercy. Lord have mercy.
Yes, you need the Lord, man. We need him right now because y'all Democratic voters fail to realize what Kamala did to black women, how she locked them up for no reason.
Black women now.
It was black women. It's a black woman. I have it on my page. It was a black woman that spoke out on her own story about Kamala locking her up because her daughter was sick but was missing school. How she allowed police officers to go inside these people's homes and take the parents.
You know what?
And put them in jail.
You know what? Lionel, brother.
Zeus.
You done something. You done something on this live this morning that I didn't think was possible. It's one thing when I just do it, but when you got to do it to people that just they know better. You know better. I know that light bulb, that bell rang inside of your mind this morning, and it probably has rang way more than it's ever been rung. You still put your head in the sand and say, I'm going to support Donald Trump, and I'm going to smell his dirty diaper. That's you. And you've embarrassed your whole family this morning, brother. And I hope this conversation is the beginning of that change you need to make in your life. I seriously do. Because once you got up here and we put it in black and white, that financially speaking, you're in the hole doing business with Trump. You can't convince anybody in their right mind to go not just $100,000 into debt, but if you have to hire an attorney, another possible $150,000 in debt. Why would anyone in their right mind that's good at business do that? Only an insane person would do that. And you're insane. So guess what I'm going to do? I'm going to have to send you into the lake of fire, brother.
You ain't sending me nowhere. You sent yourself.
No.
when you started voting for Democrats that voted for that paid off the KKK.
How many people think Lionel should be in the lake of fire? How many of y'all think Lionel is a prime candidate for hell? Put a one in the chat if you think Lionel. Put a one in the chat.
You're already living in hell.
Put a one in the chat if you think Lionel is a prime candidate for hell. All right, let's see.
It's sad that a man is pandering for women.
Look at that.
Pandering for a woman.
You hear that? I'm turning up the lake of fire. I'm turning up the temperature, Lionel. Any last words? Any last words, Lionel?
When she don't win, y'all will be on here.
Ladies and gentlemen, join me in sending Lionel straight to the pits of hell. Let's give him a round of Boozy
Silence, you MAGA demon.
Your assessment of the circumstances at hand is truly unique. Let's talk about it.
Translation, you done lost your damn mind. When you get your damn mind, you call me.
He everything wrong. Lionel is clearly okay with it. He's okay with being a black Confederate. We got that out of him. He would hire the felon in any. I mean, there's just so much to process with that. Let's go in a different direction, all right, ladies and gentlemen. We got to go in a different direction. Lord have mercy. Lord have mercy. Oh, my goodness. All right, good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Q-Dog, good morning.
What's going on, dog?
Hey, how's it going, brother?
Oh, man. It was draining listening to that idiot. I swear to God.
He is, though, that's really happening in this country. Isn't that sad?
That's the sad part.
I know a lot of brothers that think like that. I do. A lot. And sisters, yeah.
I'll tell you. And be the first one, if they get locked up or get hit up by a racist cop, Well, I didn't do nothing. No, I'm the wrong person. Come on, man. Bro, you got to stop this. I was literally, and this is something that's, I don't go into too many folks live, you know what I'm saying? I only have you and maybe a couple other people that I follow.
Right.
And I was in a live yesterday, and this brother was telling the story that he had got stopped by a female officer, and she was a black officer.
Mm-hmm.
And it was dealing with, they said that he was involved in a hit and run and whatnot, which that was not true after the fact. And the first thing that came out of her mouth was, I'm glad I got here before the rest of them did. And he was saying that he was confused the reason why she said this.
Mm-hmm.
And she got his license and insurance and whatnot, went back. And then next thing you know, he said it was at least 4 or 5 other cruisers that pulled up. These are all YT officers. And while he's telling the story, there was a guy in there, a MAGA, I don't know what his name, I can't remember.
A MAGA brother.
No, it was a YT guy.
Okay.
But he was an ex-cop or whatever. And she went back to she was going back to her unit to run his license. And when they pulled up, she had to get out and tell them to stand down because all of them had their hands on their pew-pew.
Wow.
And she was like, no, stand down. This is my stop. Stand down. Like they were all out of their units with their hands on their pew-pew. And this MAGA guy, he wants to justify the reason why they came out with their hands on, and they shut him down completely.
Wow, good.
So she comes back, gives him his license and whatnot, and I'm not sure if he was cited or whatever, or if they found out there was the wrong vehicle. But they had a description of the vehicle, and he was in a vehicle similar to that description. She came back and said, "I'm so glad that I came here first." And he was
Rick,
like,
thank you, Rick.
You said that earlier, and when you first came up to my vehicle, I don't know why you said that. She said because while she was in her police station unit, she overheard them in a group talking about they wanted to unalive a black person.
Wow.
And this goes on constantly, time and time again. And the MAGA guy jumped in, tried to intervene. Well, you don't know the whole story, and they shut him down again. I have a frat brother that used to be with the Georgia State Police, trooper.
Yeah.
And he's told the same stories that he's heard in groups, small little groups. And all these groups, all these guys are Proud Boys, Triple Ks.
Do you hear this, Lionel? Lionel, are you listening?
They have put on police uniforms. And he should know, if he's in California, the LAPD is one of the most corrupted police departments in the United States.
Lionel don't care.
But
Lionel, you better listen up. Because you're going to be asking for help. You're going to be asking for help real soon.
Yeah, he doesn't care until he becomes a statistic. And this is what I say all the time. This man wants to give immunity to police officers no matter what they do. That was his
Agenda 47.
That was his first words of order when he got into office, that he's going to give every police officer. Can you imagine? Just imagine. And I know a lot of people in your live here. You got over 1,000 people in your live. I know most of these people have seen the movie trilogy of The Purge.
Yeah.
Where they give one day out of every year where they got to go on lockdown like we're in C-19.
Yeah.
To protect themselves because they can go out and do havoc to anybody and get away with it. Do you realize that's what this man is trying to do with the police? Do you know how many racist police officers, and because you got, not all of them, you got some good ones. The bad ones outweigh the good ones. Can you imagine all across the United States, in the backwoods of Georgia, in the backwoods of Virginia, California, where they have a option to just go out and do whatever they want with their pew-pews, unload on you.
Miss Donna, thank you for the subscription. Let's go. Yeah, I can.
And nothing happened to them.
Yeah.
Nothing. They know that nothing's going to happen to them. The only thing that you do know is you're going to be buried.
Let that be a lesson. Well, listen, Q-Dog, I got to move it on, my brother, all right?
I
But as
appreciate
always,
you at all times, bro.
all right, ladies and gentlemen, make sure you follow Q-Dog. He got a nice voice, don't he? I mean, I don't know if he's probably laid down a few records, but, you know, with a voice like that, I'm pretty sure he could. Let's give him a round of applause. No lies detected. All right, I'm going to bring up the next guest, ladies and gentlemen. We got to hurry up and try to get up out of here. All right, my brother. All right, all righty then. All right, ladies and gentlemen. All right, let's see. Who do we have next? All right, ladies and gentlemen, who do we got next? I'm trying to be quick and fast. All right, good morning, brother Attacking. How are you doing, my good friend?
I've been good. I've been busy this week, but hey, I don't know if you went over this past week because I've been busy. I've been popping in and out of your broadcasts.
Well, go for it.
Do you know what that is?
The woman that Donald Trump paid for the groceries for?
Yeah.
I remember.
A setup.
Oh.
It was a setup. They were on Fox. Trump's team called the store, said, hey, can you put people by the cash register? It was a setup.
Wow.
It was a setup. I mean, what more deplorable things can Trump do for you people just to say, oh, big deal, it was a setup? I mean, my God. It's just amazing. I made some videos and stuff like that. I've been busy this morning and all this past week, but you know, you put out truth all the time. That gentleman that you had up, Lionel.
Yeah.
It's a two-step process, Lionel. You get impeached, then you get removed. Okay? Trump will always go down in history as being a two-time impeached president, just like Bill Clinton. He'll always go down in history as being impeached. All right, no matter how you look at it. And for you people to like with Kamala Harris and hiding evidence, it was a technician. There was issues with the technician in regards to DNA and stuff like that. That's where this entire thing came up with. She wasn't hiding it. There's issues with the technician where this DNA went, and it was an entire process with this woman. So this technician. So
why do they like these conspiracies though? Attacking. Why do they like?
I have no, because they don't have anything else against her. I mean, like with
that's it. There you go.
Like with the young kid. All right, you had one person, Trump, who lied to the banks. He stole from the banks. You have Kamala Harris, who took the banks to court and got billions of dollars for the consumer. Wow. So you have one person who prosecutes the banks. You have one person who steals from the banks. Which one do you want, young man? Oh, I want the guy who steals from the banks.
That's what he said?
Yeah, that's what they've all said. That's what they don't care about assault, battery, lies. And now, I don't know. I got another video. Trump just said he lost by a whisker. He did it again. He just did it a couple days ago. So that's a third time. Do you guys hold him accountable for the people that have gone to jail because of a lie? Are you going to hold him accountable for people ruining their lives for a lie? This is the third time that he's admitted it. When are you going to hold him accountable? Lawyers have lost their law licenses. Republicans have been charged with fake electors, lying to the court systems. Attorneys lost their law licenses. People have gone to jail, and people have lost their lives. When are you going to hold them accountable for lying to you about this horrendous lie about election fraud when he's now admitting 3 times now that he lost? God,
they won't, but I think we're getting closer. All right. I think that bell was rung in Lionel's head the other, when I just spoke with him. He said, I said, well, what if he took the money out of the register? That seemed to have gotten to, well, then this is what he said, I'm going to sue him. What? How are you going to sue him after you were aware he was going to steal from you and you didn't
Yeah.
have any money to begin.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know about you, but like when I've
Jesus.
gone through drive-throughs and I've got money back from a cashier, if I get like $1, I'm not going to go back and turn around and say, "Hey, you give me an extra." But if I get a 5 or a 10, I go back because that's a big ding on a cash register,
Yeah.
cashier.
Yeah.
You know, and you don't want that person to be written up and or fired. That could be their only income to survive. So you want to turn that money back in and say, "Hey, you gave me an extra 5. I know how because I've dealt in that field before." You want
Yeah.
to make sure you count it back. And cashiers, count the money back. Just don't hand it back. You get $5.35. Here's 35. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Count it back. Count back the money that you're giving to these people. This way here, you're accurate. People, I see too many cashiers just give the money. Here's your change. I mean, my God.
Yeah.
You know, they need to be taught better. But anyway, I'm going to drop down. Everybody be good, be safe, and I'll make some more videos.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, let's give it up to Brother Attacking No Lies Detective. No Lies Detective. It's just sad. It's just sad that we got folks out here who clearly know better but refuse to do better. All right. Good morning, Shay. How are you doing, my good friend?
Good morning. How is everyone?
Oh my goodness. What a show. What a show. We've had some interesting characters up here, right? I mean, to say the least.
To say the least, my friend. To say the least. That now is lost. Oh my God. That guy was ridiculous.
You heard what he was saying? You heard what?
Yeah. I wish he'd take his $5 he made during the Trump presidency and go get a neck shave. Like, come on, man. Take your $5 you made under Trump. Go get a fucking neck shave. Excuse my French, mama. Sorry, mama.
Got that shit.
Wow, I have to say.
You didn't find that area to be.
No, Lord help me, no. But besides the point, this is what I don't understand is how they sit there and go, "I made more money under Trump," and then they think the reason they made more money is not because where the economy was at the time pre-COVID. They literally think that he can come in as like this magic button, right? So it's crazy to me. But did you hear that Rudy Giuliani has officially been disbarred in Washington, D.C.?
Let's go!
Yeah.
Thank God. Thank you. That's what happens when you break the law.
That's what happens when you hang out with Donald J. Trump. Did you hear that Alex Jones... the judge has ruled where InfoWars needs to be liquidated in order for him to pay the $1.5 billion to the Sandy Hook family.
Let's go. There's consequences to spreading misinformation. And what about Trump being those charges filed against Donald Trump and J.D. Vance? You want to speak on that?
Yeah, for the Haiti, I think it was like a Haiti Fund League or something like that. That did that, a Haitian Fund League.
Yeah.
It's a nonprofit organization that is absolutely filing charges against J.D. Vance and Trump for the harm that they have caused the community.
Let's go.
New York City, right?
Oh, Eric, are you talking about Eric Adams?
Eric Adams, right? Mayor of New York. Okay, we're talking about Mayor of New York City, right? I think he's a Democrat. So I hear he's been indicted. By New York, right? He's charged with conspiracy to commit wire fraud, federal program bribery to receive campaign contributions from foreign nationals, which I believe is Turkey.
Have they unsealed it yet?
Yes.
Oh.
Yes. So they are finally, it's conspiracy to commit wire fraud, federal program bribery to receive campaign contributions by foreign nationals, wire fraud, solicitation of a contribution by a foreign national, and solicitation of a contribution by a foreign national. So there must be several in bribery. So it's all bribery and the fact that he received money from Turkey, I believe. So so this is bad. And
any Trump supporters out there that think this is a witch hunt, what they're doing to Eric Adams?
Yeah, that's what I want to know. Is it a witch hunt? I mean, this is a guy currently in office. He's a Democrat, New York City. black man. Not that that matters, but just in case y'all want to go along with that thing. So it's interesting. And then do you notice how the Democrats, like AOC and many Democrats, are asking for him to resign? That part, right?
Yeah, yeah.
That part. See, that's how we treat our own. Andrew Cuomo was actually told by Joe Biden to get out of office, governor of New York, Democrat. He was under investigation. He hadn't quite been indicted yet. He was under investigation for essaying women. So this is how the Democrats handle this. You guys might want to take a page out of how you handle your own. So
Wow.
so when you sit here and cry about Donald Trump being found liable and being indicted, you might want to sit here and go, you know what? That's wrong. And he needs to not be president of the United States ever again.
Wow.
So, and I just don't understand why y'all won't do that. But you buy into this witch hunting stuff. Well, here you go. You got Andrew Cuomo, who is currently governor of New York, Democrat. You got mayor of New York City, Democrat. All of them getting out of office.
Wow. And these are big amounts of money. I'm looking at it. These are huge amounts of money he was getting.
Yeah, he sure was.
Wow.
Corrupt. He needs to be out of office. Corruption, you should never be in office if you're discovered to be corrupt. If you're lying on your taxes, if you're essaying women, if you're stealing documents, if you're causing, people to go lose their minds and lie to them about the election. Oh, hey, and that's the other thing. Did you hear about Jack Smith? This I'll end here because I know you got to go.
Yes.
Did you
Tell
hear about-
what did Jack Smith do? I've heard about it, but go ahead and please, because today's the 26th, right?
Yes, today is the 26th, and so he asked Tanya Chutkan, the DC federal judge, if he can release 180-page basically document detailing all of the crimes, the reason Donald J. Trump and all of them are being indicted, all the details.
Yeah.
They're being charged with, the evidence that they have, the eyewitness statements, all of it, including documents and proof and everything. And she said yes. And that is, for her, that has nothing to do about the election. It's the right thing to do. So that should be released.
Wow. Wow.
Actually see the evidence that they have against Trump and those that have been indicted in the DC documents case. So, yeah. So I don't know if that'll help you make the decision when you see what they know Trump knew, because all of y'all want to say, oh, it's Ali Alexander. That's the new thing. Y'all heard that? Ali Alexander organized the Stop the Steal campaign. Trump had nothing to do with it. Trump.
I've never heard that one. So they got another conspiracy out there.
Well, Ali Alexander did organize it amongst many other MAGAs, but that's not the point. The fact that you think that Trump wasn't involved, didn't know about this organization, didn't know what he wanted, why did he put in a tweet then that this is going to be wild? He knew. He knew everything. That's why he told the Proud Boys to stand back and stand by in September before January 6th. So, guys, and so that's why I'm hoping you'll absolutely see what they know Trump knew, what people said he knew, what he said, all of these things and the facts, so that you can decide whether he should ever be president ever again.
He shouldn't. And they know that.
I mean, the economy is recovering bigly, and it's doing very well. So, and Kamala Harris will be picking that up and continuing on. It's like Joe Biden's just passing that football to her. So let's keep running in the right direction, because that's what we're doing. Manufacturing is huge and up. Oh my God, I could go on and on, but I'm gonna let you go. You got other friends in the chat.
All right.
So I love you guys. Everyone have a wonderful day, and I'll be seeing you out there.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, let's give it up to the beautiful Shay. No lies detected. Alrighty then. All right. Oh my goodness, ladies and gentlemen, I keep seeing. We have a MAGA demon out there, ladies and gentlemen, crying for truth, crying for help. JoJo, please get into the box, JoJo. Get into the box real quick, JoJo, because what I don't want is, I don't want to see another lie in my chat. All right. And if you don't get in the box, I'm just going to ask the moderators to take care of business. We know what that means. Straight jacket for JoJo, so that I can minister to their soul. JoJo, you've been dealt a bad deck of cards, all right? You're lying. You've been deceived in the wrongest of ways. Stop line in the chat and listen to what we are saying. You do not have any evidence to support any of those lies. All right? Ladies and gentlemen, join me in giving JoJo what JoJo deserves. A round of boos and shame. Thank you, Lil Hawk. Thank you. Maybe you should have came up when I invited you then.
Silence, you MAGA demon.
All right. Let's move it along, ladies and gentlemen. All righty then. Who do we got? Oh, my goodness. Who do we have next? The JEs. Greetings. How are you doing?
I'm very well, brother. Thanks so much. Thanks for asking. How are you?
I'm all right. What brings you to the show this morning, my good friend?
So normally I'm comfortable in the comment section. You run an amazing show here. But after seeing the brother Lionel earlier, I'm concerned. I'm very concerned.
Why?
Here's the thing.
You listened to me and Lionel talking, and were you concerned about things you heard him saying?
I was very concerned about things that I heard him saying.
Nasty.
And I want to keep my thoughts here brief so that you're able to get to more people. But one of the things that we know about cults specifically is that there's a level of cognitive dissonance that even when they hear information that makes sense against the cult that they're in, they have implanted themselves so deep into these ideas and this follower this leader that nobody can tell them otherwise.
Yeah.
And I think what's going to happen, because Trump is older, of course, once he gets to the point of where he passed away, I think a lot of people are going to be on the other side feeling like it was a hangover that they were in.
Wow. You think so?
Yes. And also another thing that I think is we're going to see a lot of documentaries around it asking for sympathy for people who are con. I do believe that. So,
wow.
The other thing I want to say is this. Under Republican leadership, Republican administrations, as far back as the 40s, the GDP has always been around somewhere between 2.1 to 2.3%. Ladies and gentlemen, you don't have to take my word for that. I trust you to look it up. Under Democrat administration, it's always been somewhere between 4.1 to 4.5%. And what happens typically is the Democrat administration gets into office and have to clean up what the previous Republican administration left over. Which brings me to the point of everybody attempting to credit Mr. Trump for the economy. And I'm sure I don't have to tell you this, but for the people in the audience who may not be familiar with it, which I understand if you're not.
Yeah.
At the beginning of President Obama's administration, at least the first 4 to 5 years, he had to fix what Bush left over.
Facts.
So, by the time some of the things that he wanted to do with his economic plans, by the time he got them into place, then just because he leave office doesn't mean the very next day all of that goes to dirt.
Right.
So
it's sort of like Trump inherited Obama's economy.
100%. And the way that it works more in a little bit more detail is, of course, 2016, your pockets are still looking good. 17, look a little bit better. The beginning of 18, a little bit better. But in 2017 is when Trump's tax plan was implemented. So you're going to feel some of that heat on the second half, if you will, 2018.
Yeah.
In 2019, you felt like you was getting a bit more money back, especially around tax time. But that's the way business people like that operate their deals. Of course, in the beginning, I'm going to make you feel like it worked for you. But I'm not working for you. I'm working for the other people in whom pockets that I'm in. So
just like, to me, it's just like what he did with the whole Afghanistan thing. He set it all up so that the next person coming in would look like the bad person.
100%. And what happens is if you are right now, as an American, no matter what side you identify with, if you're complaining about what your paychecks look like, just understand that Trump's tax code doesn't expire until next year. If you are complaining about the price of groceries, understand that some of Trump's tariffs affected farmers in this country, affected them to such a degree that just recently, this year, a ton of farmers received big checks to kind of get back on their feet from what some of the tariffs did.
Wow.
Those tariffs also affect the steel industry. Some of them even affect the oil a little bit. I know people say they don't want to blame him for COVID. I get it, but let us not forget he had a nationally televised interview where he said he knew the threat of COVID, but he played it down because he didn't want to cause hysteria.
Bingo. He's
Ladies
not lying.
and gentlemen, that is not a good leader. And I sum it up with some bang points on this. When Trump was in his 20s, 1973. In 1973, the administration at the time was the Nixon administration. One of the things we know about Nixon was that he was a crook. We also found out that Nixon was a racist, especially when you consider the calls that he had with Reagan, when we heard what those calls were. So, a racist, crooked administration looked at Donald Trump and Fred Trump, his dad, and said, you guys are running your residential properties so bad that the federal government needs to sue you for you not allowing black and brown people in your business.
Nasty. That's wild. Even they said, slow down. Just slow down. You're about to get us into something.
Even going further, the same man who claims to care about immigration, let us not forget in 1998, he was sued for not paying his undocumented workers to the sum of $1.4 to $1.8 million. The EPA regulations that he cut over 100 plus in his administration. Now, what that does to us is I'm in the trucking industry, that leaves older trucks on the road. These trucks aren't as efficient with fuel as the newer trucks.
Wow.
So for those of us who give a damn about our air, about our water, these things, those 100 plus EPA cuts are going to affect those drastically.
Wow.
So I'm not just pulling things just out of the ground here. You can look me up on all of this stuff. In fact, I want you to do that for people who believe that I'm not being factual in this moment. There are a lot of things that you can look at and say, this shouldn't be the guy that gets another chance.
Wow. I agree.
VP Harris is overqualified for this position.
I agree. Especially when you could compare her to the former president.
100%. And for the sake of me just not going on and on, only thing I say is just two of the things from VP Harris where everybody asks, well, what does she do? One, I need y'all to understand what the roles of a vice president is, because I don't think y'all really understand how that works. But if you want to go to some of the policies that she was directly involved with, specifically as a senator, you want to go look up the LIFT Act. Because what happened with the LIFT Act was to directly affect middle class and people getting into the middle class of this country. There were, I think, $6,000 for new parents and stuff like that, like to get on their tax returns and stuff like that. But it was also the other thing that means a lot to me was the Maternal Care Act. The Maternal Care Act was specifically to address the reason why so many black women who are delivering their babies in these hospitals are not making it out of those hospitals alive. And the Maternal Care Act was implemented to do more research on why that is and what's happening there. So don't get up here and say that she's never done anything and that she's never done anything for people or she's never done anything for black people. I'm giving you examples that you can look up. But with that, good brother Zeus, like I said, I enjoy your show, man. It's amazing. I'm going to go back down to the comments. You have a good day.
All righty then. Ladies and gentlemen, let's give it up to the JEs, No Lies Detected. Gave you a follow, brother. As you can see, All lies, all conspiracies, all misinformation and disinformation continues to be debunked and exposed on this show. That was incredible information. Again, let's give him another round of applause. All right. Yeah, I agree. The Republicans have clearly lost their minds. Do we have any other Trump supporters in here real quick? I got to make sure I address the lies one last time. Put a one in the chat real quickly if you're a Trump supporter and you believe Donald Trump is the best thing since sliced bread. All right. Zeus wants to know, based on what we basically gone over on this show, why would you still support this knucklehead? After we've debunked all of these lies, all of these conspiracies, there's really no explanation a person can actually give us to justify supporting Donald Trump. Brian, you think it's his policies? Come on up here real quick, Brian. We don't got much time. I just need 2 minutes of your life. All right, come on up here, Brian. Tell us what policies Donald Trump has that you really enjoy. Brian, welcome, Brian. What part of the country are you from, Brian? Huh? Ohio. Oh, okay. Oh, Lord. Which policy is your favorite that you say Donald Trump is going to help?
Close the borders.
What? You know what I've been...
Get rid of the illegals.
Can you say undocumented or immigrants?
No, I'll say aliens.
Okay. No.
Yeah.
No, Brian.
Yeah.
Brian.
They're getting
Can I ask you, Brian? Can I ask you, Brian? Can I ask you an honest question?
$5,000 cash.
Brian, how are you there? Are you there, Brian?
Yeah, I'm here.
Why do you get off? Why do Trump supporters get off on saying what the first thing on their mind, even if it's disrespectful? What's that about?
No, that's true.
No, I get it, but sometimes people say, hey, that's not so nice. Could you not do it? Why do Trump supporters?
They're not immigrants.
Why do Trump supporters, Brian? Listen to what my question is. Why do Trump supporters like saying bad, nasty stuff?
It's true.
But they also say they're Christian. But are you, for instance, are you a Christian?
Yes, I'm a Christian.
I don't believe it. What's your favorite Bible? What's your favorite Bible chapter and verse?
A man should not lay with man.
What's that? Where did you find that at?
That's Psalm 13:6, I believe.
Solemn?
I believe.
You can't give me the actual scripture. So this is just you believe.
Well, it says man should not lay with man.
Where?
You know the Bible.
That's your favorite scripture.
Yes.
Not even John 3:16, no. For God so loved the world that he sent his only begotten.
Gays will go to hell.
No. Where's that at?
In the Bible.
Where?
You know the Bible.
So Brian, here's the thing, Brian. You're not a Christian. What you are. No.
Babies.
No. See, I don't want to have to mute you, Brian.
Don't mute me. Talk to me.
Okay. Well,
what is Harrison's policies?
Control the demon.
What are Harrison's policies? Harrison, what's your policies?
Yeah, well, there's one she has about the economy, right? The opportunity economy, and it's supposed to help everyday Americans like yourself actually have a chance at getting ahead in life. I actually like her policy also about not requiring people with college degree, allowing people to apply for federal jobs that don't have college degrees. I like that too. But Brian, no, it's not. Brian, I didn't know. No.
I voted Trump 3 times. This will be 3rd time. That's his policy.
Brian, can you honestly have the conversation?
Yeah.
Okay. I'm a little concerned that you believe you are a Christian, but you're listen, you're a misogynist.
You're the devil.
You're a misogynist.
You're the devil.
No.
Anybody voting for Harris is the devil.
Anything else, Brian? Because I got something. I really want to have this conversation with you.
I do too. Because you Democrats are nuts.
Okay, so let me ask you this.
That's
What?
Trump's policy.
What do you
That is
think?
Trump's policy.
What about this? Listen to this.
If Ivanka weren't my daughter, perhaps I'd be dating her.
Did you hear what he said?
If Ivanka weren't my daughter, perhaps I'd be dating her.
Do you do that to your daughter?
Where's
You say-
Harrison's
If Ivanka weren't my daughter, perhaps I'd be dating her.
Do you say that to your daughter?
You kill babies?
No.
Well, I don't do that to my daughter.
Well, then why are you supporting a man that
Are
does
you
that?
supporting a woman that killed babies?
Oh, okay. So you're not answering any of my questions.
You're
You're
not
tough.
answering none of my questions.
You think you're tough?
You think you're tough?
Is that what this is about? You want to?
No. What's your policies?
Well, turn your
What are your
camera on. How about this? How about this? Turn your camera on. Let's see who's the toughest.
I'm tough for you.
Well, turn the camera on.
I don't have to.
Yeah, show us how big and strong you are,
I'm in
Brian.
my underwear. I'm in my
Huh?
underwear. I'm in my underwear.
What?
It's my day off. Do you work?
So let me get this
Do you
understood.
work? Do you work? Do you have a job besides
Mm.
this?
I got a job. You
What
know what
is
it is? You
What
want to
is
know? You want to know what my job is?
Yeah.
All right. You got a computer next to you?
Yes, I do.
Okay. Look up LAKKE
K-E.
space OF.
OF.
And then fire.
Fire.
All right. And then what you're gonna see is me do my real job, ladies and gentlemen. Join me in sending Brian, possessed with the MAGA demon, straight to the pits of hell by giving him a huge round of booze and shame.
Silence, you MAGA
The
demon!
assessment of the circumstances at hand
That felt good.
is truly unique.
felt
Let's talk
good.
about it.
Translation? You done lost your damn mind. When you get your damn mind, you call me.
Yeah. That felt good, Brian. I needed one last soul to toss it to the lake of fire before I get up out of here, Brian. Brian, you've lost your mind. Getting on TikTok in your so-called undies, talking to Zeus, and then you're gonna tell me your worst. The Bible verse you love is about other men doing things with other men. Well, you must be talking about yourself. I want nothing to do with you. You keep your hands wherever they are. All right. You probably got a lot of lotion around you. You're a nasty, nasty creature. This isn't your day off. You don't work. You just sit at home on your couch watching Fox News, doing nasty things to Donald Trump. You're a sick and twisted individual. You are. Ladies and gentlemen, I got to get up out of here, all right? That was weird, right? Brian, do better, all right? Seriously. But listen, I got to get up out of here, ladies and gentlemen. But before I do, first of all, you all deserve a round of applause. I'm sitting in my underwear. I can't turn on my camera. These folks... Why you got Lionel up there talking about he want to hire a fella? Oh, listen. I also want to give a special thank you to all the subscribers, gifters, moderators, and panelists. Without you, this show wouldn't be exciting, entertaining, and engaging. All right, but we know what we got to do. We got to give our final round of booze and shame. And this goes out to all the Zeus haters out there. And these aren't just my haters. These are also your haters, all right? These people get on TikTok day in and day out and promote misinformation and disinformation on behalf of Vladimir Putin and the Kremlin. They promote evil, misogyny, bigotry, xenophobia, corruption, and criminality. Just all kinds of nastiness on behalf of their orange cult leader, Donald J. Trump. Trust me when I tell you this, folks. These folks are the worst of the worst and the scum of the earth. Join me in giving them our final round of booze and shame.
Silence, you MAGA demon!
All right, ladies and gentlemen, take care and stay safe out there in those TikTok streets. Don't do nothing I wouldn't do, all right? Go vote blue! What a great show! DJ Kitty Cat Angel. Let's go. We got some nasty folks out there, ladies and gentlemen. Have a great rest of your morning. Let's go, let's go, let's go, let's go. Tell them Angel. Let's go. So much. I will be back tomorrow, same Zeus time, same Zeus channel. You know that. Let's go, let's go, let's go. Blue Wave, yes, ladies and gentlemen. Danya, thank you. Alright, G-Dog. Stick Karuna. Karma Heard. All right, we got to get up out of here. I'm already late. All right, let's imagine. All right.
So he won't debate, but he and his running
Thank you, Ann.
Reggie. What to say about me.
Here it goes.
And by the way, don't you find some of their stuff to just
Johnny
be plain
Stearns.
weird?
Ann. Thank you, Ann. So kind.
Well, Donald.
Donald?
I do hope you'll reconsider to meet me on the debate stage. Because as the saying goes, if you've got something to say, say it to my face.
And that, ladies and gentlemen, is a wrap. All right, I'm out of here. Take care and stay safe, ladies and gentlemen. Don't do nothing I wouldn't do out here in these TikToks.